Welcome to the Lovecraft Tapes, a real play, actual play Call of Cthulhu RPG campaign using Roll20.net. I am your keeper of arcane lore, Jeremy Boomstick Johnson. Your investigators of the unknown with their awesome quips are Brian Johnson as Samantha Sam Brewster.
Hello, everybody.
George Gallagher as Chuck Blaine.
This is the last night of the world as we know it.
And Matt Zealish as Daniel Williams.
I'm moving to Switzerland after this. You all are welcome to join me.
Oh, for those of you in the future, this is November 7th.
Don't, you're
Also
giving
known
away,
as the night
giving away the
Everything
magic.
ends tomorrow.
You're giving away
Everything ends tomorrow.
Everything
There might not be a
ends.
That's inside baseball, so let's...
People listening to this might actually be like cockroaches having survived the first nuclear blast. In that case, though, we probably would not be publishing podcasts, but who knows? Speculation.
We'd be riding cockroaches, giant cockroaches.
Yes. Oh,
That's,
roaches?
Yeah. Okay, so how's everybody doing tonight?
I'm well.
At
You?
least 7.
On a scale of 1 to 100?
7 out of 10.
No.
Roll
Really?
D100, I'm a 7.
I am a 5
No
out
scale.
of 7.
Aw.
It's just perfect.
And what are we eating and drinking tonight? Brian, you're clearly drinking or eating something.
I just had beef lo mein, and a wonderful glass of water.
Water.
Water?
Water.
Now, was that craft
Cool.
water? Or...
No, Will Wheaton got it for me.
Oh, I don't know. No Will Wheaton jokes.
Wheat thins?
All right. So we'd like to take just a quick break here and have a word from our sponsor. And we're back.
That was a stupid word.
Worst word I've ever heard.
That's the dumb word.
That is the worst word.
Who knows what word it is? We're not
Wrong.
quite there yet, but so hopefully somebody in the future will take care of that.
Vagisil.
No.
Nair.
Thank you, Kylie Jenner. All right.
Will
All right.
Forte.
So before we begin our actual real play, and those are sort of interchangeable terms, by the way, actual play and real play. I have no idea what the difference is, but a lot
What
of
about real
podcasts
actual?
use really actually playing things.
They cancel each other out.
They do. Yeah, it's like two positives.
Exactly. So
Yeah.
it's just play. At that point, it's
and your
just
car
play.
explodes.
Yeah, just play.
So we play Call of Cthulhu. We're relatively new at this, but right now we're going to begin episode 9 of chapter 2. So we've been at this for 8 episodes. We've already completed 1 scenario, or the adventurers have, investigators. But before we continue, we need to take care of a few housekeeping issues. I wanted to go over some of the rules that I've recently dug up from the Keeper's Notebook, where it's called Keeper's. I actually have it right here. What's it called? It's the Keeper's Rule Book.
Keeper's Letters to Santa.
Yes.
Tia
I've been naughty.
Fanta.
I've been awfully insane, Santa.
Oh,
So, okay.
You're looking for Krampus.
So one of the rules that I ran across is, or it's actually more of a guideline, is essentially the way that I've been running things, and this is a sort of an answer to you, Matt. Is you sort of were on the side of, hey, why do we have to do so many rolls, right? And the rules actually support that we should be telling the story, as we discussed before we started recording, try to tell the story a little bit more. And if there's some mundane activities that maybe just aren't that pivotal to the story, we should just go ahead and let you do that. As long as you're willing to tell that story, I should be willing to accept it, unless it provides a moment of tension within the story. So a good example of that would have been when you attempted in the last adventure to grab a ladder and hop on a rooftop to sort of get a lay of the land, keep an eyeball out. That was probably not that pivotal. So in that case, we probably could have foregone the rolls that I did and just let you have at it. So we'll try to do a little bit more of that. Okay.
Cool.
Cool.
The other thing is there is something called pushing rolls. This is probably of most interest to Chuck. And pushing roll basically allows you to. This is sort of a unique dynamic in the rules, which I kind of wasn't really for when I started reading it, but now I'm really for it because Brian, you'll probably remember back in the D&D days, you would make a check, and if you failed it, that was it, right?
Yeah.
So if you search for secret doors, you couldn't search again because that would be stupid. You'd do that the whole day. But there is something called pushing rolls. So you can opt at any time, as long as it's not too crazy. If you failed a spot hidden roll or something along those lines, you could choose to push that roll. And what that means is you can roll a second time at the exact same time that you failed the first one.
I sense a butt coming.
And we do yes and Matt, not so you could opt to roll a second time, but with full knowledge, there's the but. But with full knowledge that if you fail that one, something really bad is going to happen to you.
Ooh.
Okay. And what that means is I can basically manufacture something. Doesn't necessarily have to happen right then. Could be something that happens a little bit later down the line, but you are putting your sort of life in danger, or the lives of your compatriots in danger. So that's something. But if it's an option you guys have, if things are really dire and you really just need to do that one thing, or you feel like you need to do it, you can take that risk. So keep that in mind. I'm not going to ask you, do you want to push a roll? You need to prompt me. Okay?
Mm-hmm.
All right, cool. Another rule, if you roll a 1, it's a critical success. That means just no failing. Okay. I think Chuck maybe rolled a 1 once, which was an amazing success.
Yeah.
So that's sort of like
happen again.
I'm sorry, who rolled the 1?
Well,
I did.
Well, George did, but yeah, Chuck. So
You mean the best player in the game?
Best player in the game. Actually, you've gotten a couple of comments, so users.
That's right.
So what is a critical success? That sort of balances out the pushing rolls thing a little bit, if you want to take that risk. But a 1 will get you, perfect. Okay, so in addition to that, if the roll requires more than a 50, so let's say you have a spot hidden of 60,
right,
and you need to get under that, right? So if it's over 50, let me see if I get this right. Okay, yeah. So if you're really good at something, let's say you have a 60 or a 70 or whatever. If you roll a 100, it's a fumble, and that means again there's something critically going to go wrong. Whatever that means, it could mean you drop your gun when you try to shoot something. It could mean you accidentally make a noise when you shouldn't have.
right,
That sort of thing. If the skill is lesser, so you're not as good at it, and you need to roll underneath it. If you roll a 96 to 100, that's a fumble. So there's a much more wide range for doing something bad. Make sense?
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
So really, whenever we're looking at skills, whenever you roll a 96 to 100, bing, some alert should go off, and we'll have to determine what that looks like. So. Okay.
Yeah.
So that's just a few rules that I ran across while reading the textbook, and let's just try to keep that in mind, and we'll move along. But it doesn't really change the dynamic of what we've been doing so far. So, but just some things to keep in mind. Okay. The next stage is we're going to do a little bit of development phase. So in between scenarios, between Green Grove, the one we just finished, Lights, Camera, Chaos, and now this one is called Dark Angelus. You guys have the opportunity to increase your skills and take care of some housekeeping for your characters and things. So go ahead and pop open your character sheets, and we'll start taking a look at those puppies.
So we get 1 point added if we had a successsul roll. Is that correct?
No, that's what I thought previously, but I dug into the rules, and it's slightly different. Okay. So we have a list of things that we do need to increase for you. So let me get my stuff here. So the first thing is go ahead and I think all you guys are at max hit points, aren't you?
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah. So no
yeah.
big deal there. Okay. So the other thing is there is going to be a credit rating adjustment, and this is a story component, and it's going to happen to Chuck. So currently your credit rating, it was pretty darn good.
That's right, bitches.
I'm trying to remember where credit rating was on here because I know
It's a
Under
skill.
climb, yeah.
yeah. Okay, you're at 50, right?
Yeah.
Okay, so that makes sense. 50 is not too bad. So let's go ahead and take that down to 40.
Oh.
Okay. So you're going to lose a little bit of your credit rating, and that
Should have bought
sort of
all
comes
those
into play
crackers.
here. Okay, boom, I see that takes place. Nicely done. Okay, so, and I think Daniel and Sam, your credit ratings will remain the same. That's no big deal. And for now, Chuck, we're not going to fiddle with your cash or your assets. I think you're about where you need to be. But there will be a story component here in a little bit, so we can talk about that later. Okay.
What was my credit rating supposed to be? I have it blank for some reason.
It may be blank. Daniel, did you
Okay.
have?
I have one. I have a 40 for credit
You have
rating.
40. I think that was something that you
Could put into.
put into.
Yeah, it was.
Okay.
It took the place of one of your skills.
Okay.
Yeah, I believe that's the case. So yeah, Sam, you're actually. If you think of it this way, you really need your. And you know what? Go ahead and pop in 10% there, B.
Okay.
Rating, because part of the component is that maybe you've made some advancement in the career, that sort of thing. So it makes sense that you would gain a little bit there. Daniel was about the same, I think. I think he's fine with where he's at. So, okay. So the next spot, and did you put 10 in there, B? Right.
Oh, I don't want to keep that tab open.
I think he's dead.
We've lost him. He's dead,
Did we
Jim.
lose him?
He's dead, Jim.
I can't tell. He's sitting there. I think he is gone, isn't he?
Yeah, I think his video's frozen.
Hello?
Yep, he's gone. Okay.
All right, so he's dead.
Yep, we'll see. We'll see if he pops back in here. His internet probably is croaked. Okay, so we can continue with you guys. In the meantime, we'll catch up with him a little bit. So the next thing is we're going to go ahead and increase your skills. So let's take a peek at the ones that you guys checked. So I'm looking at Chuck right now. So I got library use, mech repair, spot hidden, stealth, and track.
And hire new employees. Working on that one.
That's a good one. Okay.
I'm just going to roll that every time Matt pisses me off.
All right. So let's go ahead and do this. Chuck, if you can bring up in the main window, the dice roller app.
Yep.
And you just need to roll me a D10.
Roll that beautiful dice.
Roll that beautiful 10 footage.
That's right. Starting the season off strong.
Yeah,
or it's 4 week, I guess. I assume it's good, but we'll see.
Yeah, Brian says internet just went out. He's rebooting his router, so we'll continue along. You got a 10?
Yeah, man.
Oh, shit. Okay.
That's
is Chuck.
the tone for the whole season.
Go ahead and increase your library use to 50 and uncheck that box. And do the same thing for mech repair.
Whoop.
And awesome. And
Everything is awesome.
Matt, you can do the exact same thing he's doing. So just go down the line. The things that are checked, go ahead, roll D10, add that, and uncheck the box.
Okay.
That'll increase your...
Oh, and that's the one I wanted to actually go up a lot. Dang it.
Wah, wah, wah.
Spot hidden is 46.
It would have been nice, but you know, we can do. We can do.
Where's the dice roller thing I'm about? Oh, here it is.
To the main window.
Oh, found it. We're all good. George, are you just throwing dice just for shits right now?
No, I'm doing it. I'm doing
He's
my thing. That's my last
doing
one.
well.
Yep, we're just finished up.
Nice. 39 for track. That'll help.
Hey.
Sweet. Okay.
Hey.
And we'll see if B comes on here shortly. All right, Matthew, how you doing, buddy?
I'm just looking through. I only okay. I have 3 things that are checked. Let's see what happens. Oh,
Oh, well,
starting the season out right.
to be fair, that was pretty high to begin with, so
Yeah.
listen. So that won't be too bad.
What else do I have? Spot hidden.
We still have a rule against
Oh,
unnecessary rolls.
I need this.
Hey,
Ooh,
you know what, guys? I need to retcon this for just a second. So
okay.
hold off there for a minute.
What is retcon?
Retcon means you roll it back.
Okay.
Because there was something that I forgot. Okay.
I do not remember the previous numbers that I had.
Well, we know that it was mech repair was one, library use was the other, spot hidden, and trek.
There's another one. Stealth, I think.
Stealth was the other one. Okay.
I think so. That sounds
All right. Cool. So, hey, B, welcome back.
Gee, sorry about that.
Yep, it happens. Okay. And let's see. For you, it was a listen, wasn't it? Okay. So we'll go ahead and I'm going to take you back to 60 on listen. Sorry about that. And then let's see, library use, we know you rolled a 10 on that, so it goes back to 40. Mech repair, I believe that was at a 40. I think you rolled a 5, and that's in the chat.
Okay, let me go through. Why don't you read that, and I'll go through and read my rolls in the order I rolled them.
Yep. So
okay, so I started
10.
with 10. Sorry,
5.
trying to find it. I didn't know this stored all our old rolls in it. Okay, yeah, 10, 5, 1, 3, 9.
Yep. The nice thing is these were all at even numbers before, so it was really easy to go back. And then, okay, sorry about that. Okay, so here's the actual thing. And Brian, you can do this. So you got your character sheet up.
Yep.
Okay. Look at your skills and the ones that you have checked. Okay.
Okay.
And here's what we should have done. So we're rolling it back. And now that Brian's here, this actually is way better. So what you're going to do is you're going to roll the dice next to the skill that is checked. Okay?
Okay.
And if you make it under that number, then you can roll a d10 and add it to that number.
Okay.
So you have to make a successful roll first.
Gotcha.
Okay?
So I'm going to be making 0 changes today.
It gets a little tricky, but I'll trust you guys to just do that. And Brian, as you increase, whether or not you increase the skill, you're going to uncheck it when you're done with that skill.
Okay.
Oh.
Whether or not I upgrade it or not.
Correct. So if you roll under it, you're successful. You may roll a d10 to increase it.
Okay.
Okay.
I rolled twice for listen, and I got the same result both times.
Well, that'll teach you.
I got it, and then I rolled a 1, and I was like,
Okay, I think I rolled. Did I roll?
Motherfucker.
God, it's
The
so
one I
hard
really
to keep
needed
track.
to.
Everybody's going. Okay, I got a 6.
I get 1 point. Yay me.
So I put 6 on top of my 70.
Correct.
Okay.
Yeah.
And
Okay,
how many
fuck
things?
that.
Where am I supposed to have checked? I only have 2 things checked.
If that's all you did,
It was successful rolls from last season.
yes.
Correct. But the successful rolls, from what I understood, you could only check 1 thing for the whole mission.
No, that's not true.
Okay, so I don't know.
You may check a skill once per mission, per scenario.
I misunderstood that.
Well, you had 2 checked, so you
Right, because we did 2 missions.
Was there any other skill that you felt that you used successfully in that last scenario that wasn't checked?
Let me see.
The only thing I can think of is charm.
Listen.
You did
listen
charm.
and charm. Didn't I do listen as well?
Listen,
Not positive,
potentially. Yeah.
Yeah.
Go ahead and roll your charm. We know that's
Okay.
that's true. So under 60.
Oh,
No.
no.
I don't know. Where's
I
me?
don't like this new rule.
No. Nope. So charm
Okay.
was not a success.
Okay. We know that Chuck failed psychology, so that's out.
I failed 4 of my 5.
Oh, I see. Yeah.
I failed 2 of my 3,
Oh, I had.
and then I get 1 point into the one
I had
that I actually
firearms.
got.
Remember, with my pistol.
Mm-hmm. Did you actually use it?
I did not succeed though.
So
Yeah,
then you don't roll for it.
Because I
we're
think I
looking for
dropped
ones
it,
that
remember?
Yep. We're only looking for stuff that you
Okay.
actually succeeded in last time.
Well, that's
so,
no fun.
Okay, so I think we're done.
Do a
Right?
better
Yeah.
Everybody
I'll do a
increase
better
their skills?
I
track.
think we should each roll one of the skills that we have 1 point in, and if we get that one, then we get 100 on it.
Okay, so
Lockstep.
the secondary action of increasing your skills is if a skill increases to 90% or more, which it did not. I'm quite sure. Spot
Right.
Hidden, I think, is about the best one I've seen.
Yeah.
Then you were able to add more sanity. Okay.
Oh, okay.
Okay, so let's talk about age. And I
Okay.
believe you have age up there. So it was the first adventure was 1951. I think it was the fall of
Yes.
51. Does that sound right?
Yep.
And we are now in the spring of 53. So increase your ages by 2.
I haven't had a birthday yet, so mine's only by 1.
Okay. So Sam is now 29. And Daniel, does that put you at 32?
Yes, it does.
So you did change yours, okay.
Mhm.
And Georgie Porgy, Pudding Pie, is 7 years old in dog years.
Yay!
I like it. I like it.
Who's a good boy?
All right, so he is 56. So I'm going to take a look at the Keeper's rule book here and discover aging.
Don't make me old.
Right?
Too late.
I didn't sign up for this.
Right, exactly.
I'm a spinster at 29.
Investors, game system, sanity, playing the game. Play the game.
Play of the match.
Ending a story. And finally. Okay, so I'm gonna have to use my search tool here. Aging. Well, that did jack and crap. Gotta love a
Try
PDF.
Jack
you
and Coke.
can't,
It's a little better.
Gotta love a PDF you can't search.
Oh,
Yay!
who has non-searchable PDFs?
Fine, there we go.
I'm sorry, can you guys just shut up? Jesus Christ.
Not
She hasn't
staging.
given birth to him yet.
Mortgaging, aging. Okay, here we go. So, boom, 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 boom. Looks like we're in the clear. So we won't have any kind of milestone until both Daniel and Sam turn 40. That'll be the next check mark. 60 is the next one for you, Chuck. So you're all in the clear at this point. We're good. Okay. Each of you roll a d6 and increase your sanity. And it looks like, Sam, you're at 60, right? Is everybody at maximum?
So
50.
Okay.
I'm at 50
50, okay.
for sanity.
Because I thought we there was
Suck it. Woo.
there was an instance where Truck failed his sanity roll and fell unconscious.
Yeah, on the roof with Bill the Wino.
Right.
Yeah.
I do
Did
not
we-
recall that.
But I don't think we assessed any damage to his
Maybe we
sanity.
didn't. Maybe we forgot to do that. Okay, that's
Yeah.
fine. That's fine. Then we're good on sanity then.
What am I rolling? A d6?
No, you're not rolling anything because you're at maximum already.
Oh,
So
okay.
You're okay. I think
I'm
that's
doing it anyway.
Just do it for fun. Yeah.
A
Okay.
3!
And
3 sane.
Samantha, we need to add a couple spells for you, don't we?
Yes, you do.
So
Those are under.
I believe
Tome
spells and artifacts.
No
So
believing.
I believe that the two spells were Contact Ghoul and Contact Ghast.
Yes.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I think that's in the wiki actually. So you can add those to your spells. Let me take a peek and see. I believe there was, if you cast these spells, there is a price to be paid for that.
Okay.
All magic has a price.
Do I get to know what the price is or no?
It's
No.
Three easy
$9.95.
payments
Yeah,
of $9.95 plus $5.95 shipping and handling.
Yeah.
It's processing.
Hey,
So I'm checking the scenario.
Okay.
And we'll see.
We'll throw in our handy super towel,
Yes, there we go.
capable of absorbing the largest amounts of bloods and/or viscera.
All right. Let's see.
Viscera.
Boom, boom, boom. Look at the other lands. Okay. To knowledge. Okay. No whistling. No whistling.
No whistling ever.
Not good. Effect on sanity. Okay. So you can jot this, or actually I can probably help you out and jot this down for you. Let me open this in a new window.
Ooh, wrappers. Like candy wrappers.
Oh, not like 50 Cent.
No.
No, like Jurassic Park.
GHOUL.
Back to Sam. Okay. Did you not jot those down in your tone? I will do it for you.
No, I did.
Well, I don't see anything.
Contact ghoul, contact ghast. It's in there.
Hmm.
Is it not updated? Refresh? Do I have to refresh it or something since my internet went out?
You don't have to, but let me check it here.
If my internet went out, I might have to shut it down and reopen it.
Let me pop it open independently and we'll find out.
Oh, pop it out.
Google Hangout. There we go.
That rings a bell for me somewhere in that when you lose connection, you have to close down your character sheet and reopen it.
Yeah, you might do that.
That rings a bell.
Yeah, let me do that.
It just popped up. It just popped up.
Oh, I just closed it.
It popped up as soon as you closed it.
That's why.
Okay.
Okay, that's okay.
So
Pop out. Character
Okay.
shit.
Two and minus 1d6. So if you cast these spells,
Okay, I'm going down there.
that you'll basically lose 1d6 sanity.
Okay. Instantly.
Yeah.
That's not,
Yeah. There's no save. It's just this is what happens to you.
sounds awesome.
Yeah. So obviously use it wisely.
Yeah.
Spells and tomes are not to be
Trifled with.
trifled with. Thank you. That's exactly
You're
what I was
welcome.
looking for.
I love truffles.
Okay. So that is
Those
that.
are
I'll get rid of
things
that one.
made up in France.
Wiki. Oh,
We're still pretty quiet, Matt.
You're all welcome. Boom, boom, boom. All right. Good. Okay. So that is all I have for housekeeping.
Housekeeping.
Any questions or anything
I
about
want
any
to
of
know
that
why there was
stuff?
not a mint on my pillow this morning.
Well, there might have been actually.
Where do babies come from?
Found it yet?
Babies come from storks, you dumbass. Isn't that
Brian.
movie out? Yes.
Brian, is your Audacity running?
Oh, I hope so.
Because you had to reboot, right?
Yeah, but that's not internet based.
Oh, you did. Okay, you didn't reboot your PC, just the
No, just the internet.
just the router. Okay, good.
Just zero out
I
there.
just checked it though in a panic.
Me too. I looked at my Audacity. I'm like, oh my god,
And baby Jesus.
this could be bad. Okay, all right. So let's. That takes care of my housekeeping and all that stuff. So, now we begin, Chapter 2, Episode 9, Dark Angelus.
Angeles.
Analyst.
All right, here we go. In the months after the Green Grove incident, life returns to normal. There is no more talk of the Thin Man in Yorba Linda, even though the missing persons are not found. It's as though the press is all too happy to move along from one sensational story to another. The slow drumbeat of communist threat increases in tempo. Years go by. What is that rapper?
It's Tupac.
I thought it was an elf.
Get rid of that rapper. Okay. Years go by. Chuck's finances have taken a downturn after some bad investments in real estate. A
That's
development.
impossible. Chuck never makes bad decisions.
All right. Chuck's finances have taken a downturn after some bad investments in real estate. a development in Huntington Beach that slid into the ocean shortly before being completed. He is drinking more heavily these days, afraid he might hear the shower running some dark night, sitting alone in his house. The cases come slowly these days, mostly studio gigs. Keep tabs on a screenwriter flirting with a blacklist, fetch a young actor from a seedy motel room on the edge of town, or strong-arm a financier unwilling to fulfill his contract. It is boring, tedious work. He rarely bothers to come into the office at all these days. Daniel manages to land a role in William Gardner's movie, but it flops terribly at the box office. Partly this is due to hatchet job editing required when David Parker goes missing and the studio has to shoot around certain scenes. Still, there is a demand for bit actors, and Daniel now has screen credit. He is given one-liners here and there in grade Z movies and haunts the catering tables at the studio a lot. Occasionally, he'll awaken with a stifled scream, sure there is a thin arm poking from beneath his bed. But those dreams come less frequently now. Samantha is happy. She corresponds on a regular basis with Katie Moore and Yorba Linda. Their friendship deepens. A couple times a year, Katie travels to Hollywood to visit. Even though she's aware the Green Grove incident weighs heavily on all of them, she is seemingly free of bad memories or haunting dreams. She finished reading the Book of the Underlands a while back, but it doesn't seem to impact her. In fact, she now feels stronger, more powerful. It is the spring of 1953 when the investigators are summoned to Paramount Pictures for a mysterious meeting. So you got word from the Paramount Pictures to meet with somebody about a job, an investigation job. What would you like to do?
Let's assemble the team. Justice League, assemble.
Wonder Twin powers unite. Form of a bucket of water.
Meanwhile,
back in the Justice League.
All of justice.
actually, we don't need to assemble. I'll just head over there myself.
It's actually all of you are required.
Well, fine. Let's assemble then. Jesus Christ.
The request comes in on the one of the rare days when Chuck is actually in the office. He's a little too predisposed with a bottle that is tucked into his bottom drawer to
Sounds like I chose a bad day to
answer
come
the
into office.
phone. To answer the phone, but Sam snatches it up and takes the message and comes into the office to tell Chuck.
Hey, boss. Is this a good time?
No, but go ahead.
Hey, I think we got a job. I slide him the paper.
What is
No.
it this time?
Paramount this time.
Hey, Chuck, it's really hard to edit out yawning.
Yeah, that's why I'm yawning. It's Chuck yawning, man. Chuck don't give a fuck. All right, let's read this note. Do I have the note?
It's whatever she's
No,
called.
it's just
It's
a
an
phone
address.
message.
It's an address.
We need to
All
be
right.
there as quickly as possible.
Is
They want all of
Daniel
us to
here?
go.
He is. Yep. He's
That's right out here.
he's
All
looking
right.
through the trade publications, trying to find his next job.
Hop in the car. I suppose we'll go over there.
All right. You drive to the Paramount Pictures lot. You do happen to notice a couple famous faces as you go by. But the
Like me?
like you, yeah, you're completely famous. The attendant recognizes you. You've been here a couple times, and he waves you straight through the gate. And you park and walk into the office. It is a small office on the lot, and as you walk in to the foyer of this office, you see a lady sitting behind a desk, and she looks like she's editing some papers.
Hello. We are here to. We got called here. We're from
Oh yes, yes. Are you HIAA?
Yeah, we are. Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
The Hollywood Investigative Agency of
Association of
America. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
Great. So she says, "Okay, yeah, it'll be just a few minutes if you wouldn't mind having a seat."
All right.
So you think I can pick up a bit while I'm here? You know, they're filming movies. They're always looking for people.
I
Gotta
think
get my
there's a
face out there
casting couch
somehow.
in the back room there that might be interested.
She puts her paper aside and looks up at Daniel and is, "Oh yes, I remember you had that 2 lines. What were those 2 lines in that movie last month?"
Oh, yeah. They were geez, you know, I do so much work these days.
It was
It's tough
something
to
with
keep up.
what was it, Lugosi? Was that it?
Yeah, yeah. Yeah, that one. Geez, it was
2 really good lines. Just 2
two really. Oh
words.
yeah,
2 words.
2 words.
Yeah, that's all you had. 2 words, but you made them count.
I did. It was a very impassionate plea to stop you.
Stop you. Yes, that was it. Stop you. Very nice.
Most
Okay.
effective police officer film has ever seen.
Well, thank you for refreshing my memory, young man. And she goes back to
You're
her.
very welcome.
She's looks like she's editing something on her desk.
So what do you think this is about, boss?
Probably the same thing it's been for the past 2 years. Blacklist something or some diva somewhere. Who cares
I'm gonna
anymore?
have to push someone around because I do not mind pushing people
No,
around.
you're gonna go and pick up someone somewhere, and I'm gonna go back to the office, and then go home, and then we'll do it again tomorrow.
I just hope there's not a submarine involved.
A chocolate rain? Is that what you said? So you have a seat and wait. She appears to be unconcerned that you're waiting.
Do you mind? We kind of have a busy day.
Oh yes, yes. We all have busy days, sir. He'll be with you in a second.
I mean, you're a secretary. I feel like our day is probably a little busier, but anyway.
She kind of gives you a
Ignore.
little mean stare,
Just,
and then
Yeah,
goes back to editing
Chuck,
something.
don't
Looks like
give a
maybe a
fuck.
screenplay.
walk up to the desk and lean over and be just kind of whisper, don't give a mind to old Chuck over there. He hasn't quite finished his bottle for the day, if you know what I mean.
Ah, well, that explains a lot.
I'm gonna go and sit back down.
Before you do, why don't you give me a spot hidden roll?
Dun-dun-dun.
First roll.
Let's see how this is going to determine the whole season. Oh shit! All right, let's call it quits, guys.
I think that looks like a failure to me. I don't know why.
Depends on how you look at it, you know.
A
I'm
slight
moving it
failure.
over, Linda.
Push the roll.
You required a 45 and you rolled a 51. So a slight fail. Actually, it says fail all the way across the board. But anyway, so you return to your seat.
Let's not dwell on our failures.
At about 10 minutes after you guys have come in, the phone rings. At exactly the same moment that the phone rings, the door to the inner office opens, and a young couple comes out. And
Do we happen to know who this young couple is?
it does not look familiar, but as you observe, the secretary puts a call through to the inner office. You hear it sort of ring and being picked up in the distance there. And then she turns to the young couple and sort of launches out of her seat because the young couple actually has a little baby, a little kid. And she says, Jupiter is sprouting up quite nicely. And they sort of make a little bit of small talk, and she, looks at the boy and
She's an astrologist.
and then she sees them out the door, and then turns back to you and says, "Oh yes, I'll see you now. Feel free to go on in."
Great.
Thank you very much.
Okay. You walk into the inner office, and you see Chuck, a very familiar figure, kind of shocking to you, but this is clearly Alfred Hitchcock, and he is on the phone.
What?
He notices you as you walk in, and he waves towards the chairs, kind of pointing towards the chairs in front of his desk. And as you walk in and sit down, you can hear him saying, yes, Leonard. I'm sure Mr. Stroll will work in the picture. He's got that squeaky clean image, but we took care of that with Rope. He'll match nicely with Miss Kelly. Yes, I'm sure. Just wait to see the dailies, Leonard. Okay. I have to go now. I have visitors. All right. See you at the club. And he hangs up the phone and turns to you. Hello, HIAA.
HIAA. What can we do for you, Al?
Well, we have a slight problem here at Paramount.
You have a lot of problems here at Paramount.
This is true. Ever since the committee broke up the monopoly, we've been doing a little bit of restructuring. That's why I've opened up this new office.
Okay,
It's a nice office.
Just get to the
Thank
part
you.
that matters. We're bored here.
As I say. All right. Well, we have a little issue with a certain Stan Brophy. Maybe you've heard the name.
Stan Brophy.
Yes, he's a agent extraordinaire, and he's also been missing for about 2 weeks.
Well,
A
that's
lot of
not
people
good.
go missing in this town. They usually end up in an apartment somewhere in the city with a pile of cocaine.
Well, for your sake, I hope that is the case. That would be a very easy situation to resolve. But here's the issue. This man represents a number of promising actors here at Paramount. And without his participation, certain contracts could get a little messy very quickly. We need him to be found, and we need him returned to service so that we can take care of business.
Okay. And what information do you have?
I know that he went missing as of 2 weeks ago. His secretary said that he stopped showing up at the office. That's all I have, and we have not seen him. He's missed several meetings, several deadlines.
Is he married?
Basically, no. Good Lord,
Okay.
he's a bit of a cat about town. He likes the ladies.
Playboy?
Yes, you know the type, young lady.
Yes, I do, unfortunately.
Yes, he's been seen on the arm of every starlet that's come through the gates of Hollywood.
Do you by chance have a home address?
Ooh, I do not have a home. I have his address at the office, but I don't have his home address.
Okay.
It's better than nothing.
Yeah, we'll go ahead and get the office address. That'd be great.
Well,
We'll start there.
let me jot it down for you, young lady. And by jot it down, I mean scroll up in the PDF and try to find it.
What's a PDF?
What is
Huh?
PDF?
Is that film talk for something?
It is actually. Okay, so his address is the top floor of the Homer Laughlin building at 317 South Broadway in downtown LA.
Thank you very
Downton.
much.
Downton, LA.
Yes. I know his secretary works mornings usually.
Okay.
But
Do you know
I
the
guess that's a good
secretary name by
starting point.
chance?
Oh, what is her name? Mary Nelson.
Mary Nelson.
Yeah. Says it right here on the PDF.
Perfect. What's a PDF, sir?
Right?
They're pretty damn fine.
Well, thank you.
Well, good luck, and it's obviously we'll take good care of you. If you could return him in within the space of a week, that'd be very nice.
We'll do our best.
Yes. Well, thank you.
It was a pleasure meeting you, and I shake his hand.
And he shakes your hand and sort of sizes you up a little bit. You're not blonde, are
Sam's
you?
into women.
You're not
Sam,
blonde,
not
are you,
blonde.
Sam?
No, I'm jet black hair.
Jet black hair. Okay. He sort of looks
Raven
at
black.
you, gives you an appraising glance, and then quickly turns back. and
Oh.
starts fiddling with some of his papers and so forth.
He could tell that you're in lesbians with Katie.
Is he fiddling with his papers a euphemism for something?
No, you're not blonde. Otherwise, it would be euphemism.
Yes.
All
Yes, I am not blind.
right.
He did prefer blonde.
Let's head over to top 4 Homer Laughlin, 317 South Broadway.
Secretary works mornings.
As you
Mary Nelson.
As you turn to leave Alfred Hitchcock's office, you get about halfway to the door, and he rolls around at his desk and says, "Stop, you!"
I turn around quickly. Me?
And he's pointing at
I'm
Daniel.
just going to keep going.
He says, "You're that guy. You're the stop you guy."
Yeah, that was that was me. I'm glad you noticed. I
couldn't help but
flattered.
notice.
Wow, I'm a huge fan of yours. Seeing all your movies, love your style.
Well, keep buying tickets, young man. Keep buying tickets.
Oh, I definitely will, sir.
Good day.
All right. To top 4 Homer Laughlin, 317 South Broadway, Secretary Works Mornings, Mary Nelson. Straight to it.
So,
Well, over at the office.
yeah. Thank you, man. So, you hop back in the car and you notice the young couple who was exiting before are talking to the attendant, and he appears to be oohing and eyeing over the young man. The young man appears to be about 3 years old, so he's not quite an infant, but they sort of he appears to be swaddled much like an infant, which is kind of strange. But you can tell like he's a bit older, maybe a little bit too old to be treated as such.
Interesting.
Well, not much we can do with that right now. So let's just head to top 4 Homer Laughlin, 317 South Broadway, Secretary Works Mornings.
All right then.
Lo mein. So you get into the car and drive to the office, and it is at the top floor. So you take the elevator up, and there is a sign on the door that says "closed."
Shocker that
Dan's
the
gonna walk up to the
agency
door,
that
knock
doesn't
on it
have
anyway.
a currently working employee isn't open.
How about someone give me a? Let's have Sam do it. Sam, why don't you give me a intelligence check or something along those lines?
Okay.
As fuck, I should do it.
But all right.
I guarantee I'll pass.
Oh, damn it.
Oh, Lordy. So that was bad. You needed a 70 or below, and you're rolling 95, so that's not good.
Sports.
Sport. Well,
Damn women.
so yeah, it appears to be closed. It is about 12:30 in the afternoon.
She might be on
It's a
lunch,
bit
guys.
early. Possibly. Do secretaries go on lunch nowadays? Is that something that happens in the 50s?
No, they don't eat. They've
They're not allowed,
to the
Matt.
point where they don't need.
I'm gonna knock on the door anyway, just to see if maybe she's having her lunch in there with the close sign on, so she can have some peace and quiet.
Mm-hmm. A couple of minutes goes by. There's no response.
Okay. Should we see if we can get in, guys, or should you want to wait or come
Did
back
anyone
tomorrow?
just try jiggling the knob? Maybe the door is unlocked.
The door appears to be locked.
Damn it.
I
So
could try to
Sam,
pick
how
the
long?
lock if you want me
How
to.
long has it been? And is it worth possibly going to jail?
Well, if you guys are lookouts, it probably won't take me long.
Guys, it says secretaries works mornings, and it's not morning. So we should
Right,
probably
which would
come
give
back.
us the entire
in the
afternoon to
morning.
look through the office, boss.
That's a good second resort. Because we might be able to get everything we want without risking jail time.
Okay, you're the
I
boss.
think that's something we do when we don't have another option.
You're the boss.
Oh.
Chuck, why don't you give me a listen roll?
Whatever, man. Is that a... Let's see. Oh, all right. Guys, listen, this is going to be a 37. Yeah.
You need a 50, and you rolled a 27, so that's a success. You hear in the interior of the office a phone ringing.
Okay, I want to pay attention and see how many times it rings.
It rings 5 times and then stops.
That seems like a call that was not answered. So, no one's there, theoretically.
Mm-hmm.
I still think we should just come back in the morning and talk to her. There's no reason to risk jail time. She might be fully cooperative and just let us do whatever we want in here anyway.
Mm-hmm.
Possibly.
So
So you
whatever,
think we have
not
any of
whoever.
our industry contacts who might know something about Stan? I mean, we've worked around Hollywood for a while. We would know people. Is there
we know
anyone
people?
that we could squeeze for information?
Mm.
Possibly?
Let's go back to the office and make some phone calls.
What was that, Chuck?
Let's go back to the office and make some phone calls.
We're gonna bring out the old Rolodex and start fingering through it. See if we can't find anyone who
Oh, gross.
has some.
You're going to finger bang your Rolodex?
Well,
Hey, everyone does it.
Disgusting.
Don't act like you've never tried.
Okay. Let's head back.
Just have feelings too.
All right, you return to the office.
Meanwhile, back at the office. We failed to get into the office. Should I pick the lock? No, we'll wait till the secretary comes in the morning.
Of course, it all makes sense now. It's the Illuminati.
All right. So
Hey,
I'll
boss,
just
do you,
maybe I'll just use our key.
boss,
to get us
do you have a
anywhere
minute? Can I talk with you in your office?
Oh, sure. Let's go.
Okay.
I'll just be out here looking for roles. You know, rising star here.
You can finger bang the Rolodex while we're in the office.
Woohoo!
I already failed that once. Yeah, hopefully you have better luck. All right. What do you want?
I've noticed you've had a hard time recently. Is there anything I can do to help?
No, just let's not have cases that suck. Like every case we have now.
Well, from what I've learned and what I've learned by watching you, is you get out what you put in.
Sam, I'm 56 years old. I'm starting to put out less and less.
I think you're 56 years young.
Sorry. Okay. Sam, I've been doing this a long time,
Mhm.
and I've seen 99% of what there is to see in the world. And it starts to get a little stale.
I can imagine. Why don't you search out for something more exciting for us to investigate?
Because believe it or
Ever
not,
since-
private investigating is not exactly a thriving industry. We kind of have to take what we get or we don't pay the bills.
That's true.
Someone has to pay you so that you can go on your lesbian trips.
It's just a bus ride.
Yeah, it's not the only ride. No.
Well, if you ever need anything, I'm here if you need to talk or if you need any help with anything. And just to let you know, I
Thanks,
dumped the
Sam.
bottle that was in your bottom
Back to
drawer.
work. Okay, I have another one in the top drawer. 3 drawers.
Which one is it? Where are you gonna find the bottle?
L3, trick question. All right, so Sam, why don't you, okay, Daniel, you claim we have all these industry insiders, so you call them. And Sam, why don't you try and see if you can find him in the white pages. Yellow pages? White pages? It's before my time.
The white pages.
White pages. See if you can find him and give him a call at home.
That seems awfully
Okay.
racist. Why do they have to be white pages?
To be honest, this is like South California. It's probably like tan pages.
It's
Probably.
highlighter orange pages.
Orange barrels.
Okay.
We're gonna keep the tan pages out with a wall.
Okay, I'm gonna look up Stan Brophy and see if I can find his home address
Okay.
and phone number.
Okay.
And I guess Dan is going to start fingering the Rolodex to see if we can't.
No, you
Contact
failed that roll. Rolodex rejected you.
I'm going to push that
I'm
roll.
not in the mood.
And Daniel, give me more information about what you're attempting to do.
Seeing as we've done a lot of investigating, I would assume that we know people in the industry, possibly other producers and whatnot.
You do know producers and people in the industry. Mm-hmm.
I'd want to make some calls out to other producers to see if they know anything about what's happened to Stan.
Okay. So ask the question. You don't call people up and say, "What happened to Stan?"
What'd you do with Stan? Damn it! Gosh. Temporary brain fart. What was I doing?
All I'm saying is, phrase it as something that's be more appropriate to the story. Again, you're casting a wide fish net, right?
Oh,
So you're not being specific. So tell me who you're calling. Like you have the power to make it up. So you could say, "I'm calling Joe at the
MGM, and I'm going to ask him when the last time he saw
stuff like that."
Oh,
so
okay.
Stan was
for me and get specific.
Yeah,
that's all.
Okay, I'm going to pull out the number of the last producer we worked with, Carl Laughlin, over at King, and I'm going to ring him up.
Okay. He answers the phone. Yeah.
Hey, Carl, it's a Dan from HIAA.
Oh yeah.
And,
stop you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was me.
Hey, what's up?
We just got a new case. We're looking for a Stan Brophy, and
I know Stan. Yeah.
Yeah. Apparently, he's gone
Everybody
missing
knows Stan.
over the past couple of weeks.
Really?
Yeah.
When did this happen? A couple weeks?
Yeah. From what we've been told, he just kind of stopped showing up one day.
Interesting.
Do you know has he like done something like this before? Is he prone to just?
Good God, no. He's basically all over his contacts and customers, his clients, like flypaper. You can't get rid of him.
Okay. So he doesn't. Damn it, George. Okay. So do you know if there's anyone else that might be a little closer to Stan that would have any kind of information on
I
what
guess
he's
I checked with his office.
Okay.
I mean, or whatever girl he's dating these days. I can't keep track.
Okay. Well, thanks for that, Carl.
Yeah, all right. Let me know next time you're in town up the studio, and maybe I can get you a couple words to say.
Awesome. I will definitely take you up on that offer.
All right. Just make sure you shave first.
You don't think the rugged look works?
No.
Everywhere?
Not for you.
Oh. Okay.
All right. Bye. Click.
I don't care about your face. Shave.
Oh. Okay. So I'm going to walk into Chuck's office. I just got off the phone with Carl over at King, and from what he told me, Stan was the kind of guy who was all over his business. He was on top of everything all day, every day. So it's not like him to just disappear.
Okay. That doesn't really get us very far. Do you got any more of these special contacts?
I can keep digging.
I want hobbies. Hobbies, associates, comrades.
You saying he was a communist?
I'm implying it. I need more. More, Dan.
I heard that he
Okay.
had 5 or 6 Rolodex on
Don't
the
make
side.
me roll to find new employees. I have 50 in it. I have confidence.
I guess I'll get back to the Rolodex, see who I can't dig
will.
up.
All right. Meanwhile, back at the Sam's yellow pages or white pages.
White pages.
Like that.
Taupe.
Sam, why don't you give me a luck roll?
Oh, top of the morning.
Taupe in the morning.
What are the odds that his address is actually published in the white pages?
Right.
If that's even a thing in 1953, I have no idea.
Ah, there it is.
Yeah, it's under a hit point.
Someone's not prepared for this at all.
Oh.
Unfortunately, your luck has run out.
I think I
65,
pulled
you rolled an 89.
a Matt this mission.
You're pulling a Matt? So unfortunately, it is unlisted.
Okay.
Or you can't find anything underneath.
Push that roll.
Well, you might not want to do it.
I'm not going to push it on a phone number and an address. Well, a demon rips your brain out. Have a good day.
Don't do it for anything, then we'll never do it. Come on. Be adventurous.
Okay, so Sam, you come up dry on your end as I have?
Gross. Yes.
I'm
No,
having no luck.
he's not listed in the phone book. I'm going to try calling the operator and see if she can connect me directly to his home.
Smart thinking. All I'm getting from people in the Rolodex is that he's very on top of his business, and it's very unlike him to just go into nothingness. So,
Okay.
I mean, that's not super helpful.
Do we know who any of his clients were? Maybe we can talk to a couple of his big clients. I'm sure they're wondering where he's at, or if they haven't seen him.
I think our best bet at getting his client list is getting to his secretary, and we're going to have to wait till tomorrow to do that.
Yep, I think you're right. Okay, well, I'm going to try the operator. You keep digging and see what you can find.
Gotcha.
We'll go from there.
Okay. So the Rolodex situation does not pan out. You don't really have that many more contacts. Let's see here. Okay. So, Sam, you call the operator.
Mm-hmm.
Operator.
Yes, I'd like to see if I could get a listing for Stan Brophy.
Stan Brophy?
Brophy. Sorry, that's in the wiki. It's Brophy, spacey.
No, actually, it was pronounced Brophy, and that's why I spelled it that way.
Oh, Brophy.
Because it looks like dough.
Gotcha.
It was pronounced Brophy the first time.
Brophy. Thank you, Matt.
You're welcome.
There you go.
How much is that Brophy, yo?
The Brophy is $10.
Yes, we're looking. I'm looking to contact Stan Brophy.
Oh, okay, Stan Brophy. Let me see. How do you spell that?
BRO-FE. BROUGHFE.
Let me take a look here in the B's. Let me see. Okay. Oh yeah. Stan Brophy. Got it right here. It is 317 South Broadway.
I believe that's his office. Do you have a home address and phone number, perchance?
No, all I have is the number to his.
Morning's Mary Nelson.
All I have is the address to his office.
Okay.
Unfortunately.
Do you have a phone number to his office as well, by chance?
Yes, I do. It's Klondike.
All right.
And
I'd do anything for Klondike.
She gives you a number.
Klondike 8496.
Sure, sounds good.
KL 8496. You don't have to spell out Klondike.
I like it. It's very good.
It's just KL is what Klondike stands for.
KL, yes. So she gives you the number.
Thank you very much. I appreciate it. Have a good day.
You're welcome. Click.
My name's not Click.
Have a nice day. Click.
He's still there. I said click, but he's still here. What do I do? Say it again.
Click.
Well, that came up. Nothing. We just got his business address again. I did get a phone number for it, though. If we'd like to try, maybe the secretary's in or somebody's in.
It's worth a shot. I mean, not like we have anything else going on.
All right. Will you give him a call since you're done with your Rolodex?
Sure. I'm going to pick up our telephone and dial Klondike 8496.
Okay. Daniel, you dial the phone and you hear it ring once. You hear it ring twice. On the third time,
number. You dropped out of kindergarten.
On the third time, you hear a slight double click. And then you hear what sounds like a voice in the distance. Give me a listen roll.
The one thing that I added 1 point to since our last adventure.
And watch
that
you get
1
it
point.
at that exact 1 point.
I'm hoping that 1 point makes all the difference.
Success!
Oh, it didn't.
You needed a
Ooh.
61 and you rolled a 41, so that is a
Yeah.
success. You think you hear a very distant, scratchy, tinny voice that says, "Can anyone hear me?" And then the line goes dead.
Oh man, Will's in the upside down again.
And that's what we're going to call this episode.
Yay!
All right, let's do some outro stuff.
Cool.
How do you like that intro so far? Is this working
Good.
for you guys?
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
All right. So we want to thank everybody for listening. We do have a couple new segments we'd like to go over real quick as we exit this episode. First off, we're going to talk about some recommendations that we have for our listeners. These are items of interest to the geek community, which I think we're all part of. Maybe you guys don't feel that way, but I certainly do. The recommendation I have this week is Ingress. A lot of folks who maybe play Pokemon Go, which I do not, maybe don't know that Niantic had a game previous to this called Ingress, which is essentially what Pokemon Go is built upon, and it involves a science fiction story, and where the world is full of exotic matter, and there's these two sides that are constantly warring: the Enlightened, which I'm a part of, and the Resistance. And the Enlightened wants to harness the exotic matter that has suddenly appeared in our world for further study. The Resistance wants to control it and keep it from the general public. So Brian and I are both playing as part of the Enlightened. And I bring this up not only because it's a fun game that you can play on your mobile device, but it also has some connections to H.P. Lovecraft, which Call of Cthulhu obviously is based upon. And this coming Saturday is an event called Via Noir. And this is a sort of story based upon a supposed document that was authored by Lovecraft and Robert E. Howard, who used to pen sort of Lovecraftian tales back in the day. If you probably know Robert E. Howard as the creator of Conan the Barbarian. And he also had many other stories from time to time, but they were compatriots and lived in the same time period back in the day. So I thought that was a really cool. If you're looking to get into that game, I highly encourage you to drop me a note at podcast@thelovecrafttapes.com, and I can send you out an invite, and you can join our team, and maybe we can connect up. Via Noir is this Saturday, which doesn't make any difference to folks listening to the podcast, but it might to YouTubers, anybody who sees the YouTube, in Chicago. So my wife and I are going to Chicago this weekend to participate in our very first large operation. So we're really excited about that. So that was
nice.
my recommendation for this week. How about you, Bri?
I'm actually recommending the headset that I have on. It's the Turtle Beach Stealth 420X. I believe this is a version made for the Xbox One or PC, but I believe they also make a similar version for PS4. Phenomenal wireless headset. Turtle Beach, of course, has always good quality. I just love the fact that you have no cords going to a controller. It's completely wireless, and it's under $200. So
Nice.
Highly recommended.
Yeah, I saw. I looked at their website and it looked like it was about $149 retail point.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, Amazon's $129 right now.
Cool.
Yep.
How about you, George?
Let's see. Well, considering when this comes out, the election is definitely not tomorrow because we're in the future. But if it were tomorrow, I would recommend the website isidewith.com, which is a website that hosts a pretty unbiased quiz as far as who you should support in various elections, and it'll describe what you agree with people on and the degree to which you agree with them. And it's very good for not only presidential elections, but senatorial and other things that will come up in the near future for you.
Very cool. Yeah, I took a quick peek at it before the broadcast here, and it looks pretty easy to use, and I think that's a really good tool. So, how about you, Matt? Any recommendations this week?
I do. I have another very lovely indie game for those of you out there who enjoy supporting small companies. Now, I mean, we've all seen the action movies, the space movies, where there are the big battles, the big shootouts. But you want to know what I know? Who has to clean up all the crap afterward? I mean, think about it. You got the guts, you got the gore, you got the dead bodies, the bullet casings. And, you know, if you're ever like me, who has ever actually wondered what people take care of that, boy, have I got just the thing for you. It's a small independent game called Viscera Cleanup Detail, where, you guessed it, the entire point is you playing space janitor. Go around cleaning everything up, you know, mopping up all the blood and gore,
Cool.
picking up all the bullet casings, moving all the dead bodies, and, you know, dealing with all the paperwork that entails at the end of the day.
That reminds me of what was the network that had a web series that was similar to this? It was they basically played stormtroopers, and they were the stormtroopers in trade. What's that?
Was it the cops?
Oh.
Stormtroopers?
It wasn't cops. No, it was two guys that were sort of on cleanup duty on the Death Star.
Oh, I didn't see that.
Found the button for the artificial gravity.
So, all right, cool. Well, that sounds pretty cool. I do have a couple shout outs I want to give this week. I'm listening to a podcast called The Rants Macabre, a couple film buffs who basically review horror films. And I really like them because they're not only reviewing just simply horror films, but whole genres. So they'll do like zombies or, you know, that sort of thing, and sort of go in a very quick way through the evolution of zombie films and that sort of thing. But they're very intellectual about it without being too over the top, and they're very knowledgeable. So it's a guy and a gal. I can't remember their names right now, but The Rants Macabre, very good podcast. Also, I would like to take a minute to thank a few of the listeners who have written into us. We've asked for some feedback, and we continue to ask for feedback and reviews from anybody who listens or watches. We do have few new subscribers to our podcast, Radar Theory. Giovanna, I can't pronounce that.
It's pronounced Jeff.
Yeah, Jeff. Thanks, Jeff. Giovanna Wagon. Okay. Johnny Boy 81, Michael Dinos, Alexander 230. On Reddit, we got some very good feedback from folks, including Surgency 34, American Viking, Non-Human User, Yoda Sears, Crash CY, Pantalone 26, and Prof Doctor 404. So I just want to thank you guys for giving us some preliminary feedback in our first few episodes. And we did post episode 5 this morning, and hope to have even more feedback from that. So
thank you.
Thank you very much. Yeah, appreciate that. Okay, that's going to be it for this episode of the Lovecraft Tapes. Thank you for listening. Feel free to reach out from beyond the veil with any comments or reviews. Big news, we are now on iTunes, Google Music, and Stitcher, so we'd appreciate your 5-star reviews, and keep sharing if you like what you hear. You can find us at thelovecrafttapes.com and on Twitter at lovecrafttapes, or reddit.com reddit.com/r/thelovecrafttapes, or facebook.com/lovecrafttapes. You can find me on Twitter at boomstickbrew.
And whoopsies. Wrong button. If you don't want Trump to take over the United States, you can follow me on Twitter at The Real Weird Kid.
You can find me on Wikipedia.
I actually don't have any social media.
Yet.
I don't believe in it.
Yeah.
I know it's real, but I don't believe in it.
Yes, we have to get George and Brian some Twitter
Yes,
accounts.
yes,
so
I'm signing up for Twitter.
They can see all their adoring fans and interact with them. So.
I just signed up for Grindr. I just realized that's not the right type of social media app.
No, that's exactly what you want, actually.
That's perfectly for you, yeah.
Oh, good. Because
right.
I gotta go. He's here.
All right, that's gonna be it for it. We'll see you next week. Bye.
Thank you. Bye, guys.
Bye. Okay, we'll take a quick break, and then we'll be back with the next episode. So get y'all get together.
I'm gonna mute my mic. Tell me if you guys can hear me.
Nope.
We're good.
Why'd you answer me then? Nope. Can't hear me. All right.
Can you hear me? Nope. I keep cleaning up the space station. This is a mess. So that was a rather slow start. I'm pretty sure there was more housekeeping than there was actual gameplay. You okay there, George?
Huh?
You okay there? Now what?
Oh man, I went to the I side with for Michigan, assuming it would be like for congressional stuff. The last question is, which presidential candidate spouse would make the best first lady? Bill Clinton.
Hillary Clinton?
No, Bill Clinton. Bill Clinton will make the best first lady. That's funny.
Bill Clinton's just going to be happy he can go back to jogging down to the McDonald's and picking up a couple of double cheeseburgers. There's no respect for the janitorial service on this space station, I'm telling you.
Yeah, I think you were trying to broadcast it, but nothing came up on my screen.
The Unity game. I'm not surprised.
Are we there yet?
But there yet?
Hey, oh, he's not on yet.
Means we can say things about him. Oh,
What's the beer that you sent with me, Jeremy?
Huh? What?
That you gave me for my birthday?
I don't know. What was it? What did it say on the cap?
BBL, I think.
That's bourbon barrel aged. That's the blood and
Okay.
black lace.
Blood and black lace.
Yep.
I'm
that's
trying that right now.
That's the Imperial Cherry Stout, which I think I brought to everybody
Oh, the Imperial
before
Cherry.
the beer
it's a daisy.
festival. Yep. So okay.
Oh my
Let me
God,
see if I
baby
have
Jesus.
to- blah, 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 blah. We don't need to do much in the way of pre stuff. So when we
Whoa there.
yeah, what was that little zap? Before we start into the next episode, we'll does anybody want to take on the task of recapping what we just did last week?
I think that Matt should.
I like it when Matt recaps. And I'm not kidding. I really do. Like when you were talking about your game, I like that style, how you talk. That was great.
I like your
Okay,
style.
I'll do it.
I like your style.
Cool.
You might say you're styling.
Oh,
Not Stalin.
Hey guys, so I just was on iSide with, and I realized that they have a feature I didn't know about. You can actually tell it where you live and take the quiz again, a shorter version, and it'll tell you who you agree with for House of Representatives, Senate, State Assembly,
Oh, cool.
and other stuff like that. Those are things
So
that I actually
local.
had no idea who to vote for.
Right.
So that's another good thing you could do real quick.
That's
Took
cool.
me I just did it between last episode and now. It took me like 5 minutes, but
Nice.
That feels good because before I was gonna just vote the ticket, which I don't like doing, but I did not have time to look into the 17 candidates for everything.
Yeah. I thought Jeremy's video was frozen. He just hasn't moved in 30 seconds.
Yeah, I was adjusting my headset because
Like this.
the headset volume was bleeding into the mic. I could see it.
Yeah.
That just means you've lost insanity. You need to mark your sheet down.
Pretty much.
It was bleeding into it.
Well, guys, I think it's the end of the world. Apparently, I agree with Republicans on 24% of things.
It is, in fact,
24
the end of the
times
world.
as much as I expected.
Exactly.
Hey, it happens.
No, actually, I am a Republican in the sense of when it comes to like immigration. That's the one thing that I am not
love
a
it.
Democrat.
I love immigration.
They're the best.
Mm-hmm.
Really? Is
But
that
Trump told me
really
they're all
how you
rapists.
feel about it,
What?
Brian?
Are
Say.
you telling me Donald Trump lied to me?
They're all criminals and rapists. Okay, so it is 9:21. I will set the alarm
It's 11:59 and 59 seconds.
for 10:15. That should give us enough
It's
time.
10 o'clock. Do you know where your children are?
Yes.
They're at the park where I left them.
Dead.
Dead.
They're 6 feet under.
All right. I'm gonna do
Okay.
10:20 because our stuff has been right around 45 minutes.
Yeah, which is a good time.
Once it edits down, it's between 45 and 55 minutes. So I think that's the target. I like 45 minutes, but I will say episode 5 I had to leave more flab in to get that to go. So
I listened to it today, first thing this morning.
Yeah,
Cool,
I liked
cool.
it.
It's
it was good.
I think 3 and 4 were much better. 5 I felt was a little lackluster. I haven't gotten into 6 yet, but no, it was just like the pacing and things just
Yeah.
weren't
I
quite
think it's going to
there.
pick up a bit because I believe 6 is where we throw me into the trunk of the car and
Right.
then
Yes.
George runs after me with a Jeep. So
Mhm.
I think that's going to... Oh,
Nope.
Spoilers, if you're listening, you shouldn't
Yeah.
be.
Yeah.
You!
We are live.
The other critique I got was to provide much more thorough show notes. So I'm trying to increase the show descriptions as I'm posting them
Oh, good.
out to all of the podcast channels. So, but that means going back and having to, sort of re-listen to it and decide what information to put into it so that it doesn't ruin anything that's coming down the way. So.
Well, that's easier to do now than after 30 episodes.
Yeah, probably.
It's easier now to immediately after we finish to try to remember quickly and then and do it now, even though I'm not going to be posting this until 2 months from now.
Right.
So but yeah, that's what I'm trying to do. So I have a completely different doc on that.
Black, blood, and lace.
Blood, black, and lace. Yep.
Blood, black, and lace.
Blood and black lace.
Blood and black lace.
Yeah,
Okay.
it's
This is so good.
This
This is what we tried at your house before I left for the weekend. Before I went home, a little
probably.
tiny sample, wasn't it?
Yeah, probably. But I also brought a bottle to your house before the beer fest, and we all had.
Yeah, I remember
Matt
that.
And Matt couldn't quit finishing.
Oh yeah, yep.
Because it's a big beer. It's only gotten better.
It's sweet. The cherry really pops.
Yeah.
The tartness.
Oh.
Sweet. The
Pop the
tartness.
cherries.
Ew.
Okay, we should get
Yeah, let's get
this. Yep. Okay. Here we go.
You want to clap again?
Nope, we're still running, right?
Mm-hmm.
Audacity's good. So we're synced at the beginning. It doesn't matter.
Okay.
Once we're beyond that. So, welcome to the Lovecraft Tapes, a real play Call of Cthulhu RPG campaign using Roll20.net. I am your keeper of arcane lore, Jeremy Boomstick Johnson. Your investigators of the unknown are George Gallagher as Chuck Blaine,
Yeah, that is correct.
Matt Zealish as Daniel Williams,
Stop, you!
and Brian Johnson as Samantha Sam Brewster.
Katie, no. Katie.
Who would name their child Samantha Sam Brewster? I mean,
Sick individuals.
It'd be too tough to say Samantha Sam for
she
sure.
needs a middle name, but we can't think of another one.
Just call me Sam.
Just use the first one again. It'll be
Don't
fine.
Sam.
All right, how are we doing tonight, guys? What are we drinking?
I'm drinking.
Are you drinking? What do you eat drinking?
I'm drinking Boomstick Brews Black Blood and Lace?
Blood and Black Lace.
Blood and Black Lace. It is Michigan Cherry. Oh, it's so good.
It is named for a Mario Bava movie.
Ooh.
From 1964, I think. Something along those lines.
It tastes just like... Oh, I remember when that came out.
Nice. Well, I'm
Bourbon barrel and the cherry.
I'm in the same boat. I'm drinking a Stone Zilkovesa. It is a stout brewed with cocoa, coffee, peppers, vanilla, cinnamon, and nutmeg.
Yummy.
I'm just drinking root beer because it's what I happen to have lying around.
Shouldn't you put it in the fridge?
No, it's canned. It's perfectly safe.
Yeah, don't let it lie around. You should put it in the fridge first.
Some easy root beer.
All right. So we're
Lying
gonna take just a quick little break. So we have a commercial for you. And we're back.
Wow, that was a great commercial. I'm going to go out and buy 7 of those right now.
I'd highly recommend it. They're on sale now. So
Great.
All right. So we need to recap. This is Chapter 2, Episode 10, Dark Angelus. And we would like, how about Matt? Would you like to fill us in on what happened in the last episode?
I can. So this takes place a couple years after the Green Grove episode. Things have changed slightly. Chuck likes to drink a little bit more. He lost some money in some real estate. Yeah, until one day when we got a letter from Paramount requesting our presence. We hiked over to the studio and found that Alfred Hitchcock himself had a request. We were to go out and find one Stan Brophy, seeing as he had recently disappeared, and that was very much unlike him. So we took a stop at his office, but no one was there. Went back to our office. Daniel did some Rolodex fingering and came up short. Sam made a couple of calls to an operator, and we just got the same information we had about his office. And then at the very end, Dan made a call to the office to see if anyone would pick up the phone. And he got a little bit more than he was bargaining for.
And that's where we pick up this episode. So Daniel has the phone cupped to his ear after having listened to some weird, distant voices.
Sam?
Mm-hmm.
I think we're in this again.
Yep, I think you might be right. What did you hear?
I wasn't sure. I mean, it was ringing, and I was pretty sure that it was just gonna, go until I stopped. But there was like a double click, like someone picked it up and set it down.
Okay.
And then it like way off in the background, it sounded like someone really high, like almost tinny kind of voice, asked if I could hear them, and then the line went dead.
Hey, why don't you put it on a speakerphone real quick and try calling back? Let's see if we can duplicate that. And I'll listen in.
Is speakerphone a thing back then?
Yeah, I don't know. Is it?
I think so. Yeah.
Here, I'll just hold the phone like this. You go to one side.
I guess. I mean, there was intercom systems, but
that's what I was thinking. But maybe not. Maybe not.
Speakerphone.
Okay. Yep. I'll just put my ear up to it and see what we hear. How's that?
Yeah.
Here,
why don't you call Sam and see if you hear what I heard?
No, actually, the first speakerphone was in the 30s.
Oh,
speakerphone.
Okay.
I would assume that Chuck would have a speakerphone because he's
right.
that kind of guy.
Back when he had money.
What's that supposed to mean?
That you're a well-to-do guy.
Mm-hmm.
That's what I thought.
And you like to speak. And you like the phone. So why not combine the two?
Mm-hmm.
Plus, you had a little bit of Ericsson stock, who invented the speakerphone.
Yep.
Smart.
I think you made that up, but I believe you.
Okay, so I'm going to put our phone on speakerphone and redial Klondike 8496.
It rings 5 times and then disconnects.
I'm telling you, it only rang 3 times.
No, I believe you.
It's just
Well,
something about that
I guess
voice.
did it sound familiar?
No, it was just it. I mean, it was not quite human to me. It was really like someone talking into a tin can almost. If you know,
Not
like that
human?
really. It's just something about that unnerved me.
Okay. That doesn't sound good. Well, according to the boss, we're going to have to wait till morning to go in and check with the secretary. So I think we've pretty much hit a dead end for today. Let's go fill in the boss and let him know what we found out.
Good idea. Hopefully he's not passed out on his desk this time.
I dumped his bottle out. He better not have another one
Okay,
in
I
there.
thought we were at like a light increase in drinking. I didn't know we'd gone straight to like bottom of the barrel alcoholic.
Well,
That's up to you guys to decide.
we got a job. Every time we get a new job, I empty the bottle so we can focus.
That's why I'm losing all the money.
Stan keeps pouring out all your alcohol.
Just
That's
because
it.
you buy Jameson doesn't mean you own stock in the company.
Rolling for find new employees.
Walk up. Hey, boss.
What do you want now?
So, Sam got the phone number for the office from the operator, and I dialed it up. The phone rang 3 times, and there was a double click, like someone picking the phone up and setting it down, almost.
I didn't
And
know you
then-
could count that high. Congratulations.
And then, I'm going to ignore that.
He's in a mood.
And then, in the background, almost like someone standing on the opposite side of a room, there was a really high, almost tinny voice, and it sounded like someone was asking if I could hear them.
But we still don't have a home address, right?
No. Sam, did you get the home address from the operator?
No home address. The only address they had listed was his work one, where we've already been. So I think our next step is probably going to speak with the secretary tomorrow morning.
I think you're right.
Well, if you don't need me anymore, I'm going to go ahead and head home.
Yeah, if we're done here, I have a couple of auditions that I booked.
All right, 8 a.m. right here.
All right, sounds
I'll
good.
show up around 9:15.
Okay.
You got it.
All right. As you guys exit, Sam and Daniel exit the office. Why don't you each give me a spot hidden roll?
Oh boy. First roll of the night.
First
Who wants-
roll of the night.
You first, Brian, or you want me?
Late September back.
That
in
answer your question?
53.
Oh!
Brian needed
What?
a 76 or below and rolled a 76.
Is that are those 6 you just added?
Yes.
Yes.
That's amazing.
And that weird kid needed a 45 or below, and you rolled a 14, so that was a very good roll. Very nice.
Uh-huh.
Okay, so Daniel. Sam splits off from you and goes to her car. You have a car, don't you, Sam?
I have a motorcycle.
That's right. Yes, Daniel has a motorcycle. And Sam, you have a car, right?
I'm checking real quick here. I don't think I have a car.
Or are you still taking the bus these days?
I'm still taking the bus, yeah.
Okay. So you walk down to the corner to grab the bus, away from Daniel, who goes around the corner of the parking lot and hops on his motorcycle. And as you put on your helmet, Daniel, you happen to notice a car. If I can find it, I'm trying to give you more details on the car because I have it. It's here someplace.
Just a generic car.
Yes.
2011 Chevy
You
Cruze.
notice a car.
Please sponsor us, Chevy.
Okay, here we go.
It's the new Chevy Cruze hatchback.
You notice it because it's a brand new 1953 surf green Chevrolet 150 Club Coupe, and it pulls away from the curb just outside your guys' office and sort of speeds a little too quickly away.
I'm sure
Someone
it's
needs to learn
nothing.
how to drive. That's weird. Maybe I'm just overthinking this after that phone thing. Oh well. Time to head off for some auditions. Papa's feeling
Okay.
hot tonight.
You pop on your motorcycle and take off back to your crib. Or are you going to the studio trying to pick up some jobs?
I have a couple of auditions lined up tonight.
Great. Okay. Why don't you go ahead and give me a luck roll for your auditions? Or is there a skill that's more appropriate? Luck's pretty good though.
Yeah.
65 or below, you rolled a 22, so we'll call that a success. You do land a small bit part. It is a pretty standard comedy, and you're going to be one of the partygoers in one particular scene, and a robber is going to come in and purse snatch from one of the guests at the party. And you're born to play this because the one line you have is "Stop you."
Oh boy, I already know my lines.
Yeah, so you might want to go home and practice that up. So
Yeah.
make sure you get the right intonation. Sam, you take the bus back. You start thinking for some reason a little bit about Katie. You're kind of missing her.
I know the
am.
reason. It's because you're in lesbians.
That's true. I'm going to give Katie a call and see if she's home.
And you're starting to wonder a little bit, Sam, that, maybe this long distance relationship shouldn't be long distance anymore.
How do you know what I'm feeling?
It's just something that comes over you.
Ugh.
All over you.
No, thank you.
Oh, yeah. Ouch. So, and you head home.
Mm-hmm.
Chuck,
Bill.
where's that bottle you hid?
Oh, I don't even hide them anymore. They're everywhere. Every drawer. I don't even own files. The file cabinet's just a wet bar.
Now, this is key. You can define how much of an alcoholic you are at this exact moment. So pick your words wisely.
I think he pretty much
Guys,
said it.
Yeah.
Could address your attention to my character sheet under the treasure possession is a whiskey
party
collection.
harder.
So I'm actually a whiskey collector. So I do have bottles everywhere, but that does not mean that I'm an
Lovely.
alcoholic.
Gotcha.
But I mean, when you replace the filing cabinet with a wet bar, there's something to be said about that.
Okay, Matt, maybe I just don't have a lot of files. Jesus. It's always with a third degree with you.
Or maybe those old files are in a storage bin someplace on the outside skirts of town. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
That could be.
Maybe
the
I
case.
burnt them. Don't want the government finding out what I'm doing.
Pesky government.
Or those immigrants.
Yeah.
Oh, those are gone
Or
now.
the Ruskies.
Rescues. Yeah, that's true. Okay. So, is there anything else you folks would like to do this evening?
I'm going to go ahead and put some nice thought into trying to convince Katie to possibly move here.
Okay.
Now that I have my own apartment and I'm not living with the two girls anymore, I've got a little extra room.
It's true. You and Katie have talked about that.
I did notice that there is a posting for a librarian locally, which would be fantastic for her, I think, if it's something that she's interested in, of course. I want to make sure she's happy.
She's a bit torn, and the reason is because her grandmother and her mother were the town librarians.
Tradition.
Yorba Linda, yeah. So there is a bit of tradition, but so she is really on the fence right
It hurts
now.
to be
Yeah,
on the fence.
it does. Yeah, especially
Eesh,
Don't ride that
wedgies.
long. But she is, she's being very conservative, but you can tell that the prospect does excite her, and she just needs more time.
Okay. And I'm going to give her that time.
Meanwhile, she would like to come visit you.
Oh.
She has a free weekend in just a couple weeks. She would love to come up and spend a weekend.
That would be phenomenal. Yeah. Sounds
She,
good to me.
most of all, she really enjoys your sort of access to the Hollywood scene. She finds that very exciting, and in LA in particular, she's pretty well off. She has her own money, and she's completely self-sufficient, as are you. And so there's a nice give and take there, where the relationship is sort of equal footing,
right?
And so, some of the times she'll pick up the check at the dinner, and sometimes you will, and that's just a nice yin and yang. So
that sounds great. So let's schedule it. I'll pick you up from the bus station.
Great. Okay. You two set a date, so to speak, and you go to sleep feeling just as content and oddly powerful, as if you almost feel as though love is filling you with a supernatural power of some sort.
Ooh.
A supernatural
Is it love
energy
that's filling me, or Katie that's filling me with the supernatural
That is
power?
the power of love.
That's the power of love.
Oh.
Thank you, Huey Lewis.
Daniel, is there anything else you would like to do?
Other than maybe get out a couple of really nice stop yous, just to get back into it,
So you're doing like a taxi driver in the mirror?
Yeah. Just in the mirror. Stop you.
I like it. I like it.
It's Michael. It's Michael Rappaport in True Romance. Hey, you stop. You.
Yeah. Give me just a couple more. Just a couple different readings.
Stop you. Stop
you.
You. Stop you.
You looking at me?
You looking at me?
Stop. Hamilton.
No. Stop. Let's move on.
Yeah, let's stop. Okay. All right, Chuck, you are in the same old office.
I'm into the night.
Slumped in your chair.
Nothing to do but head home and sleep.
And so you head home and collapse onto the bed, trusting to the alcohol to suck you into unconsciousness. And just before you enter another night of restless sleep, you hear just a faint whisper of a shower running.
Damn it, I left the shower on again.
And then you're gone. You're surrendered to dream. Until 7 a.m.
Pretty sure I told them I'd be in at 9:15. I think 9:12 is a good time for me to wake up.
It's actually the same sort of whispering, water running sound that jerks you out of sleep at 7 a.m. You wish you could sleep longer these days, but it just doesn't seem to be in the cards.
Yeesh.
I mean, if you would get something other than the shower-themed alarm clock, it might help.
Yeah, that's my white noise machine. I paid $100 for that at Sharper Image.
Sharper Image.
You find that in the Sky Mall catalog?
Yeah, I was just going to say that was a Sky Mall purchase.
And of course, Sam bounds out of bed at 6:30. She's feeling just fantastic, full of energy.
Singing to the
And
birds.
Slightly in the background, you hear I'm walking on sunshine everywhere she goes.
I'm walking on sunshine.
Casey is not alive.
It's weird, Sam. It's almost as if you're starting to feel like you don't even need sleep that much these days.
It's all the cocaine.
That'll do it.
Well, when you want to get down on the ground. And Daniel, you have a rough time pulling yourself out of slumber. The alarm clock has been going off for about 15 minutes, you realize, before your leaden arm slaps it into submission. And you roll out of bed, scratching your belly.
Get in my belly.
It's another day, but you can just hear that phrase in your head. Stop you. Stop you. Stop you.
He ordered the really weird white noise machine from Sky Mall. You record your own message.
Stop you. Stop you.
Wow, that Sky Mall
Please
catalog
leave a
is
message
such
after the tone.
came in handy.
So, after a quick breakfast, in some cases, a very fast breakfast, in other cases, Sam might make herself a nice leisurely breakfast before
egg white omelet.
Catching the bus perfectly on time, delivering straight to the office. She reaches the office before anybody else does. And
Should probably wait for the
Joke's on her.
secretary.
I never gave her a key.
she has a really good lockpick, so she doesn't need a key.
That's right.
That's right. And eventually you are all there. Chuck, you actually arrive at about 8:10.
Well, aren't I an overachiever?
Well, I believe you said see you here at 8.
Mm-hmm.
Here it is, not me. I was 9:15.
So we're ready to go? I'm kind of excited to get this this job started.
Yeah, where are we going again?
We're
Secretary.
going to
Secretary.
see the secretary.
Wait.
Stan Brophy's office.
We are going to top floor.
We're gonna go
Homer
see
Loft
Mary
with
Nelson.
South Broadway, Klondike Bar, 8496 Secretary Works, Morning Mary Nelson.
That's right. That's where we're headed. Boss, what
All
did
right,
you have
what's
this
for dinner?
morning to wake you up?
He had way too much coffee.
Coffee,
little bit of whiskey in
quotation
it.
fingers.
I had a Brazilian girl.
Okay, then.
All right. All right, then.
Anyway,
Was that going to her possessions?
Anyway, I can't put those words back into my mouth. And words. I said
right.
words.
I'll go hail us a cab. You guys come out front and we can head on down to 317 South Broadway.
And you
top
got
floor
a
Homer
cabin?
Loft with.
Yeah, we don't want the boss.
No,
to
I got a
drive.
car.
Okay.
Oh, you want to drive, Chuck? Most of the time, you don't want your car, out of
Daniel,
the parking garage.
Daniel, listen to me. I need you to stop talking. I need it. Okay? All right, so I'm going to drive us to top floor Homer Loft with 317 South Broadway.
That's all right, Danny. He's in a mood again.
All right.
Danny.
So you drive across town and arrive a little bit. There's a bit of traffic, oddly enough. And you arrive just a couple minutes past 9.
All right, let's head in.
All
So
right,
we're
you
going to head
head
up
in.
to the office.
And there's 2 elevators. One of them has an out of order sign on it.
Elevator race.
I suppose we should take the one that says out of order.
Let me get my gear out. We can scale the ropes.
Could I get a spot hidden from each of you?
Yes.
Hell yeah, you can.
Wonder what's up with this elevator. It wasn't.
Let's
Spot it.
find out.
We spot the hidden out of order sign.
Yeah, I did it. All right, I needed the 93. I rolled a 54.
That's the other way, buddy.
Damn, yo.
Oh man.
All right.
2 of us
If
got
I
it.
say it fast enough, then you won't notice. That's what I'm going with.
So Sam and Daniel both succeed It appears that the out of order sign is handwritten and appears to be fresh paint.
Ah. On a sign?
No, they freshly
Oh,
painted
no,
the
I thought
elevator.
maybe they painted the elevator. I'm just saying.
Freshly painted out of order sign.
Okay.
Huh.
Hmm.
So you think it's actually out of order, or do you think someone's just trying to pull the old "I want a private elevator"
Just
gag?
for fun, I push the button and see what happens.
You push
Pushing
the
all
button,
those buttons,
and the one
baby.
that is not out of order appears.
Okay. Well,
Should've
shall
seen
we
that
head
one
up?
coming in. Yeah, let's go. All
You
right,
step
so
in
we
the
head up
elevator
to
and
top floor Homer Laughlin.
Mm-hmm.
you arrive and immediately see that the doors to the office that were closed yesterday are now open. Or at least
Yay, we
one of
don't
them
have to
is.
break and enter.
All right,
Or at least
Sam,
the close sign is gone. Let's put it that way.
you do the talking until you say something wrong, and then I'll chime in.
Who's talking? I'm sorry.
You,
Sam.
Sam.
Oh, all right.
Boss wants you to take lead.
Hi, Mary?
So you walk into the office.
No, I just said
And-
that to the door.
The door's name is Mary.
To the elevator.
Is
To the
that
elevator. Mary?
He says it from where he was standing. He just says it really loudly.
Mary! Echoes up the shaft of the elevator.
All right, so you walk into the office and you see a lady sitting behind a desk, and I actually have a picture of her. So I can probably
Lady?
share with you.
Oh.
Lady Gaga.
Where are you sending that?
I don't know yet. I've got to find it.
Send it through the where we roll.
Don't tell me what to do.
Do it, because that's all I've got up to see.
I'll be waiting for your telegram.
I got to figure out, like, where to do it. Close you.
Candygram.
Miss Nelson,
Candyman can, cause he makes
Miss Nelson.
love and makes the world taste good.
paging
I
Mrs.
feel so
Nelson.
good. Yeah.
I'm going to try to just drag this out onto the map, and we'll see if that works.
Always trying to drag everything out.
Oh gosh.
There you go.
Put
That's
it to
not
the
bad.
left if you can.
Okay, put it in. How's that?
I can't
Much
see
better.
it.
Do you see it?
No.
Yes.
Now I do. Now I do.
I have to zoom in.
Nancy, Mary something.
Mary Nelson.
Mary Nelson.
Mary Nelson.
She looks sad.
She does look a little sad, doesn't she?
She
she-
has a nice mustache.
She is sitting at a desk. This is a outer waiting room, obviously, and you see a door to another office that is closed. You can sort of couple things that you notice. There is a beautiful plate glass window against one side of the wall behind her desk that overlooks the Mount Lee in the distance and the Hollywood sign.
Oh,
in
cool.
gigantic 50-foot letters on the
Hollywood.
side.
Yeah, it's
Great
Hollywood. They stole the D.
And so this woman is obviously a middle-aged lady, secretary, who is sitting at her desk, and she is basically typing up something. And she looks up when you come in, and she's like, "Yes, can I help you?"
Ms. Nelson?
Yes. Mm-hmm.
Hi. We were hired by the studio to try to. Excuse me, sir. Can I talk?
No, you're a woman.
Oh my God. Okay, where's that role for new employees?
For new employees. We were hired by the studio to track down Stan.
Oh God! Thankfully, somebody's looking for him.
Yeah, is everything okay? Have you heard from him?
No, it's been a couple weeks.
Really? That's not
Yes.
like him from what we know.
Yes, that's exactly right. I came in one day and he wasn't here, so I waited. Day goes by, it's nothing. I mean, he's on it. He's here all the time. Well, when he's not with one of his floozies.
Right. Now we've heard the same thing. Do you know who he has been seeing lately by chance? We're wondering if he might have taken an impromptu vacation.
Maybe. If I look over the.
Could you check your PDF?
What's this PDF people keep talking about?
Get ready, Wiki.
Well, it's a funny thing because I'm just not sure how much more I can do. Stay here. I've been here for 2 weeks.
Right.
And I have bills to pay. I've got a family to take care of.
Have you not been paid?
Well, no. I mean, he hasn't been in. I could probably last for a couple more weeks, but that's it. I've got to find another job.
I completely understand. Well, we're hoping to find him within the week. So any information you can give us will be helpful. Even if you don't think it's important. It could be important.
I know, but how's the lady supposed to provide for her family with her boss gone and the paycheck's dried up?
I heard there's some street corners open over in the west side of the city.
You know what? Let me speak with the people who hired us at Paramount and see if they can cover your expenses while he's out, and then he can reimburse them when he comes back. Would that be sufficient?
Well, there's no guarantee of that.
Well, we'll know by the end of the day.
Well,
I think she just wants you to give her money.
I'm trying to avoid it. I don't have much.
Yeah, but Chuck does.
Not as much as he used to.
Well,
yeah,
you know
I'm
what?
literally standing right here, guys.
He can totally hear you.
Hey, Chuck, do you have anything you could throw her a $20 bill per chance? I think she's looking to get some information.
Fine.
Yeah, we're going to start at 20.
Fine.
See where we can go from there.
I'll hand you your $20. Here you go.
Thank you. Would this help tide you over until we can speak with the studio later today?
Well, $20 doesn't really get a woman very far, does it? No.
It got me pretty far. Well, I could probably do $20 more, but that's really it at this point, because we still need to go through our investigation, and we don't get paid until we finish either.
Okay, well, what do you want to know? She takes the $40.
I want to know what you're going to do with that $40.
I got bills to pay, honey.
Is there a chance that we could take a look inside of his office?
Well, sure. I guess why not? I mean, the police have already been through there, so sure.
So the police have been contacted?
Well, of course. It's been weeks.
They didn't tell us that.
Who didn't tell you that?
The studio that hired us didn't tell us that the
Alfred
police were
Hitchcock didn't
involved.
tell you that?
How
I
did
didn't
you
want to give
known
out his
for being
name
an
so
open
she
book?
wouldn't. Yeah, thanks. Ruin that one. Well, we'd like to take a look anyway, if that's okay. Could you please open
that's
up the
fine.
office?
She gets up, she takes a little key and unlocks it and opens it up for you.
Enjoy your $40 lunch.
Sam,
right,
that
let's see what
$40
we
is
can
coming out
find.
of your paycheck.
Of course it is. Why don't you guys look? I'm going to go ahead and keep speaking with Mary and see if she has any other useful information.
Good idea.
Okay, good. We'll
Meanwhile, in the office.
yes, meanwhile. in the office. So Daniel and Chuck enter the inner office. You do see a gray steel desk, a black rotary telephone, and comfortable black leather couch, 2 matching armchairs, and a small coffee table. You do detect that the office just reeks of stale cigarettes.
Danny's upset there's no Rolodexes to finger bang.
There is actually a Wheeldex
Woo!
on top of the
But
desk.
that couch inspires me, Daniel. It's going to be this thing called the internet, and I have an idea.
Okay.
All right.
I'm going to make my way over to the decks and...
Wait, Daniel.
What
Business card thing isn't on right now?
What business card thing isn't what?
Isn't that what Rolodexes are? Just a bunch of, a rotating, yeah.
Yes.
Yes.
Business cards.
I mean,
What
maybe
card
not
is the
literally a
Rolodex
business card,
open
but just
to
a
is
piece
what
of
he
paper
asked.
with, right.
It can be
Basically,
either or.
who's the last person he looked up how to contact?
Smart thinking. So we're gonna walk over and see what the roll or the dex is currently open to, if it is open to any specific name.
It is open to one particular name. It is Jean St. Jane.
So, boss, it looks like the last person he pulled out of his dex was one Jean St. Jane.
About it or anything like that.
It says 34 Greencrest Road, La Canada.
La
I have an
Canada?
address for you.
Mm-hmm.
All right. And what about a
La
relationship
Canada.
or notes or anything like that?
That's it.
Well,
That's all that's
right.
on that particular card.
What else should we look at, Daniel? I guess if
Can
the
I
police
examine the
came
telephone?
through, then
I wanna look at the telephone and see if there's anything odd or anything wrong with it.
Appears to be a normal black rotary telephone.
Damn.
okay. So, if the police were here, then they already would have gone through the drawers and looked for anything that stands out as dramatically significant.
I mean, it wouldn't hurt to take another look, would it?
Yeah. Let's do a thorough look. They probably just skimmed. Let's really dig into it.
Okay. Chuck, you dig
So
into
let's
the
start
desk drawers.
pillaging.
They're they are the desk drawers. The desk drawers are unlocked. In the upper left-hand drawer, you find pens, pencils, spare notepads. The lower left-hand drawer holds a bunch of studio contracts for, I guess, Brophy's clients. The upper right-hand side drawer contains assorted paper napkins taken from various local eateries, and a jam swing line stapler.
Is it red?
It's red.
Oh my god.
Stapler.
Yeah, the stapler.
A mini bottle of Paul Jones whiskey.
Mm-hmm.
Snagging that one for the personal collection.
George, that's evidence. Chuck, that's evidence. You're not allowed to take that.
Fuck you, Daniel.
A bottle of Anacin tablets.
Mm-hmm.
A Hershey bar.
Snagging that one for the
And-
personal collection.
And a fresh pack of Chestertons.
Those are cigarettes?
Yes.
Uh,
The lower right-hand drawer contains a plain business envelope, numerous issues of the Hollywood Reporter, Variety, and Confidential magazine, and
Spank?
assorted stationery and office receipts.
check the envelope.
The envelope has a bunch of money in it.
Snagging that for the personal
That
collection.
sounds like evidence. We must collect it.
Taking 40 out to reimburse.
So I feel like I should try to spot something hidden amongst the items.
Go ahead and roll for it.
Yay.
Oh.
I feel like Daniel should try to spot something hidden amongst the items.
You should really try that roll again, George. Honestly, if you never try, how are you going to know?
Right.
Oh my god.
So we have two
Sam, get in
failures.
here!
Two failures.
I feel like Sam should try
So-
and spot something.
You don't. I mean, at first glance, without digging further, that appears to be all you see.
Can we roll a second time for things outside the desk? Anything else amongst the room?
Let's see here.
He has to check the PDF.
I do have to check the PDF. We'll call that good. What you've rolled now is good enough.
Okay.
I will only interject that, like any good click and point adventure, there's always a spyglass. So if you want to take a closer look at something, you must tell me that you want to take a closer look at something. Don't just rely on a blanket spot hidden roll.
Right.
All right, let's go quickly back to Sam and Mary Nelson.
So, Mary, just between us girls.
Yes.
I know I have a burly voice, but
It's
just
very
between
nice.
us girls.
Yes, dear.
Who was he seeing lately? I saw that he was dating Mary.
You would not even believe
Oh.
it.
Who? Who?
It's that girl, Jean St. Jane.
Jean?
Yes.
I
You
can't
believe
believe that Jean would go out with him.
It's in all the magazines. You know, like the ones in the drawer.
Oh, the ones that they didn't spot?
Yeah.
Huh.
No, they
Saw that
spotted
cash,
them. They
though.
just didn't open them.
Yeah.
Man, I thought about that too, and I'm like, what's in those?
I feel like there's something going on here.
I even
Hi.
said it was
Hi.
Spank magazine, and nobody heard that.
At that point, Sam, the phone rings and Mary holds up a hand, and she answers it. She's like, "Hello, hello, hello." Then she jams it down. She's like, "Oh,
What was that, Mary?
oh, probably some degenerate. They've been ringing up the office the last couple of days, and they just don't say anything." They just
Really?
listen.
The last couple of days?
Yeah.
Has it happened? Did it happen before your boss went missing?
And then the phone rings again. She picks it up. Hello? She scowls and then hands it over to you.
Let me hear it. Hello, this is Sam.
Listen, roll, Sam.
I'm not going to roll on the ground. I know that's what you want me to do.
Roll on it, baby.
It's under library use. Second column.
Alphabetical order.
I know.
All right, you need a 50 or below and you're rated 92. You just hear a bunch of static.
Stan? Stan,
And
is that
Mark?
you?
And then the line goes dead.
Mary, how many times have you received these calls a day since Stan went missing?
Oh, God, it seems like 4 or 5 times a day.
Really? That many?
Yes.
Somebody
Nonstop.
should note that in the wiki.
What's a wiki?
That is that's pretty interesting. I wonder if it's Stan trying to get a message to you, but he's not able to get through.
I don't know. I think it's just some pervert.
Yeah, that's a logical next jump. Jeez. Not like could be someone with the wrong number.
Has this happened at all before Stan was missing? Did you get calls like this all the time?
Not all the time. No, I mean, the occasional, but not like this. I think someone knows that he's gone and is just playing
trying to
with me.
take advantage of his absence.
Trying to take advantage of me.
Really?
Yes.
Have you had anybody in the office
voice.
recently that has implied anything towards you since Stan's been missing?
Oh, no, but, you know, he
Okay.
doesn't get much visitors here. He usually sees his people out at the studio.
Okay. And that's the Paramount Studios where he usually meets his people?
Well, no, he works with everybody. He has
Everybody, okay,
clients
so all the
everywhere.
studios.
Yes.
Is there any restaurant that he likes to go to regularly by chance?
Perhaps
Well,
an
yeah.
Italian
Well,
restaurant?
yes. He really likes the Brown Derby,
Okay.
the Pantry Cafe,
I've
and
never been to
Cole's,
the Brown Derby. I've always wanted to go.
and Cole's PE Buffet.
You get good shoe prices
He
at
collects
Kohl's.
their napkins.
Really? So
Yes.
he's a thief.
And then he keeps them in his drawer.
I wonder how we would have found that out.
For the life of me, I don't know.
No. Boy, I'm getting a lot of useful information. I wonder how the boys are doing.
You know what? We rolled. Okay, we tried our best.
I
This
rolled
is some
2 and failed, but I'm still getting it.
I told you. I already.
just cast
The
that
moment I
net.
decided to ignore the magazines, I regretted it. As soon as I heard magazines, I was like, "There could be something in there," and instantly I was like, "No, George."
If
you're
only there
stupid."
was someone that knew that we should take a look at these things that could communicate to them, to people who are, in the room that could look at those things.
I mean, if only we could
all
hear the
happening at
conversation
the
taking
exact
place like less than
time.
10 feet away from us.
So,
No,
Mary,
George.
Yes.
Mary.
Mhm.
does he have a little hideaway? I know some of the
What do you mean,
agents
hideaway?
and producers have a little place where they go and take the girls.
Oh, no, Stan's pretty above board. I mean, if
Is
he's
he?
going to
Okay.
his house.
Well, good for him. Good for him. Do you by chance have his address so we can swing by and see if maybe he's there? I don't know if you've tried that, but we would love to have that opportunity.
Yes, I've been there. The police have been there, but yeah, I'm
Okay.
happy to give you his address.
Thank you so much. Does he have a phone in his residence as well?
Yep, and he gives you the number.
Oh, Klondike 9482. Thank you.
Yeah.
And what's his address?
It is not in the wiki or not in the
It's
PDF.
124 Hollywood Boulevard Drive.
That's weird.
That is a weird address.
That is a very strange address.
It's Los Angeles, California.
1600 Pennsylvania Avenue.
Okay. Yeah. For some reason, I don't have that in here. But yeah,
That's okay. I made
That's
it up.
exactly the address. That's exactly it.
I'm a role player.
There is one other thing.
Yes.
And,
what is it?
I did find a little something.
Okay. In his office or?
Well, yeah, I found this in his office before the police came. It's probably nothing. And she hands you a little small crumpled sheet of paper.
Okay. Open it up and read it.
Gotcha. It says, and I'll actually post this in the chat so that Chuck can see it as well.
Con Friday night with JSJ. What was the name of the girl that he dated that nobody wrote down?
Oh, please. As if.
St. James, I think was her last
Jane?
name. Is that right?
It's in the wiki.
Jean St. Jane.
Jean St. Jane.
Yes.
Let me help you out with that.
Ah, thank you. It's on its own tab with no information about it, saying what her deal is or who she's with. Good. Just
Better.
a name. Love it. Interesting.
Let me help you out there.
What is con?
I'm sorry.
You're okay. I just want to get it right.
CON.
Oh, that stands for Constitution.
Constitution.
Roll for Constitution. I'm going to bring this note in and show the guys. Say, Mary, excuse me real quick, Mary. I'm going to just check on the boys.
Yeah, no problem.
Okay. I'm going to go in and show them. Hey, guys, Mary found this note before the police got here. There's no dates or anything, but it's obviously a meetup on Friday night.
Friday night with Jay. I'm assuming.
St. James.
Yeah. You know what? Why is the C and the N capitalized?
Right.
Maybe
it's got to be a location.
Either a location or it means that it's 3 words. C and then lowercase
Probably
might be like an
C
of.
Something,
Yeah, an of or an on.
Did you guys find anything in the drawers or anything?
We
some
haven't
magazines,
finished looking yet.
some napkins,
okay.
pens, pencils.
Call of Cthulhu.
Oh, cool. Let me check in the drawers and see if I see anything.
Okay, Sam. Stuck up little bitch.
I already got the chocolate bar. It's mine.
Chuck is drunk in the corner. Daniel's got chocolate. He didn't find anything.
All the way down.
Money all over them.
We made it rain.
What magazines were you talking about, Daniel?
Oh, in one of the bottom drawers, there were a bunch of old Hollywood tabloid type magazines.
Okay.
Hollywood Reporter, Variety, and Confidential.
Ooh. I'm going to go take a peek at those real quick.
Okay. Why don't you give me a spot hidden?
I don't want to.
Oh,
I'm
please.
just going to look at them.
Oh, please.
Wow, these are some nice looking magazines.
Thank you. I just had them stuffed.
All right. You need a 7 section below. You rolled a 29. That is a success. And you do see that many of the magazines feature stories on rising starlet Jean St. Jane.
Ooh.
And the pages have been tabbed with folded corners. The articles in the Reporter and Variety are professional and mildly complimentary. The stories about St. Jane and Confidential, however, are far more salacious, suggesting within an inch of libel that the actress is promiscuous and enjoys perverse diversions to satisfy her jaded appetites.
Interesting. Did you guys see this article?
Yeah, but why don't you summarize it for us anyway?
We know what it is. We just want to make sure
Yeah,
that
we're
you know
trusting you.
what it is. So why don't you go ahead and tell us?
I think our first priority should be to track down this Jean and
Well-
find out what she knows.
Luckily for you, the card in his Rolodex over here was turned to it, and it has her address,
Excellent. I think that is our first
which
step.
is 34 something Road in La Canada.
Greencrest Road.
Did you
Thank
guys find anything else in the drawers at all?
A bunch of napkins.
Okay.
Why
would he have
I don't think we
napkins
found
in the
anything.
drawer? Oh, you didn't find anything, huh?
Maybe
Not
he's just
substantial.
really messy.
We found money, but I didn't think that was worth mentioning because it's not
Okay.
really outrageous for someone to
Well,
have money in their desk.
I agree. Yeah, they have
Maybe
to have
he
money
eats a lot of
to
buffalo wings, so he likes to
to
have napkins.
grease the palms, as you say.
That was unnecessary. Anyway,
Thank you. Thank you. Well, I found a couple restaurants that he liked to visit, so we can also check those. But I think our first choice. What do you think,
Should
boss?
be-
Is to go check out Jean.
Mm.
do we know where to find Jean? I mean,
Yeah.
we have an address, right? But
Yep.
like,
I'm not sure what she's
wait, what time
working
is
on
it?
right now. What project she's
yeah,
on?
it's like
but,
11 a.m.
Do any of
Probably
the
10 a.m. at some point.
magazines say anything about where she is right now?
No, I mean they're magazines, so they're not like the internet.
and they don't talk.
No, I mean like one of the articles writing about, oh, this is what she's up to now, kind of. But
Nothing in. I mean, it's basically the magazines are more like weekly papers,
Okay.
so there's nothing really specific.
Okay. Well, let's just go check the house then, and we'll go from there.
Okay, sounds good.
All
I've
right.
got
So,
his home address, and then we've got Jean's address as well. So
all
why
right.
do you want to check his first and see if he's just there? That would-
Okay. I'm sorry to interrupt. Something that got cut out for me. The CON Friday night with the what? How were we given that information?
See, I'm dyslexic and I don't remember things.
the secretary
All I
gave
remember-
a crumbled up piece
All I
of paper.
remember is I know, but I remember Brown Derby, and that's what I focused on.
Mhm.
There were a couple other restaurants that
I'm sorry, Matt. You said that was given to
She
us on a
was-
piece of paper.
Yeah, the secretary gave Sam a balled up piece of paper, and she
Okay.
unfolded it, and that was written on that piece of
Okay.
paper.
Thank you. That's what I missed. Okay. So yeah, let's just go check her house first, I guess, and go from there.
We can always stake it out if she doesn't seem
Yeah.
to be there if we want to.
And we could check his house. Let's. We just got to start somewhere, so let's go there first.
I thought there was a third restaurant.
Yes, the 3 restaurants were.
I got 2 of them.
Yeah, we only have 2 listed.
Brown Derby,
Yep,
Got it.
Got that one in my brain.
Pantry Cafe,
That's what it was.
Pantry Cafe.
Nicole's
okay.
PE buffet.
and
Yeah.
Cole's PE Buffet.
Yep. PF
Next
Chang.
door to the pennies. Oh.
PF Chang.
Cool.
So do
Okay,
we all want to head to Jean's, or do we want to split and have someone go over to
Let's just stay together for now.
Brophy's? Okay.
All right. Are we checking Jean's or are we checking his home address? Because I have his home address.
Let's check Jean first,
Okay.
and that's
She is closer.
entirely based on a hunch, not actually.
She is not closer.
She is not closer.
She's at 34 Greencrest Road, La Canada. It's a neighborhood in the foothills of San Gabriel Mountains.
Oh,
So it's a
geez.
good 35 minutes outside town.
So do we want to check on
Boss, why don't we
Stan's
swing
place?
by his house first and see if he's there? If he's there, this cuts everything short and we're good to go.
Sure.
So where does he
I'm down
live,
with that.
Sam?
He lives at 142 something 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 Hollywood Boulevard.
It's Hollywood. But anyway, let's drive there.
We
So
are
we'll
not
hop in the
living in a
car.
cartoon.
Head that
We
way.
would.
So what are we doing?
We're
hopping
going
in the
to
car
his
and heading
house.
to Hollywood.
So you leave his office,
Correct.
go
Enter
by,
the vehicle.
not quite yet.
Oh,
You go through the waiting room, and I assume say goodbye to Mary.
Goodbye,
No,
Mary.
that'd be
Thank
a
you
good
so much
start.
for the information. Enjoy that $40 lunch.
Chocolate.
Well, I could use a little bit more.
We're
No,
gonna go
you
talk
have
with the
plenty.
studio. We're gonna go talk with the studio and see if we can make sure to cover your salary until
Well,
he's returned.
young lady, I know how studios work, and I'll only be here another 2 weeks.
Okay. He should be back within the week. But if we can't find him, then you're more than free to go find another job.
Well, okay. I wish you luck on your investigation.
Thank you so much, Mary. I appreciate it.
Have a nice day.
You too.
And you go to the elevators, and they both appear to be in order.
Oh shit!
Great maintenance in this building. Eh?
Wait a minute. Do we remember which one we got out of?
Yes.
The one without the out of
I
order.
want to
sign.
get back in that one.
Okay. So you press the button, I assume,
Yeah.
and
A
both
ritual to summon the elevator.
elevators open.
That's strange.
Okay.
They're
I want to
both
get
on
in the
same
one that we
floor.
exited out of.
Okay.
Do you remember which one that was?
You
yeah,
do.
I just asked.
You
you.
Okay.
Yeah, we
You
still do.
enter the elevator and take it down to the ground floor. And you get out and start to walk out the lobby, and you see the sign is still there. Out of order on the other elevator.
Guys, the sign is still on the elevator saying out of order.
But I mean, we clearly all saw both elevators open.
Right.
I mean, it could be stuck wherever it is. Could be stuck on that
Stuck
floor.
on the fourth
Sure.
floor.
Yeah, it could be.
There's a million and one ways for an elevator to be broken down.
Sam?
That's
Could have
true.
turned into a portal
Yes.
to hell.
Sam notices you're pretty sure the R was the other way previously. It's now backwards.
Broken.
Out of order. Out of order. I think we lost George.
The last R is backwards. You didn't notice that before. It's very strange.
Guys, did you notice the spelling on the sign?
Hard to find quality help in these immigrants nowadays, you know?
We should send them all back to Mexico.
And make more.
2016.
Mexico pay for it. No.
Unbelievable. Anyway.
Election humor that people won't understand because this is not the day before the election.
It's the end of the world as we know it. Anyway, I don't know what to make of that, so let's just keep going.
Yeah, let's ignore it.
So we're not going to go back up and hop into the out of order elevator.
I'm tempted to.
Do you guys want to?
I've always wanted to be in my own episode of the Twilight Zone.
Tempted to.
All right, Sam.
Hey, guys.
Yeah.
I'm going to try something real quick. Will you wait down here for me?
What are you going to do? I don't know about you going alone to do anything right now.
I'll bring Daniel with me. Danny, come on.
Well, at this point, let's all go. Because I'm not going to be the one murdered down here. It's like Scooby-Doo. The one person that stays back always dies.
I'll be right back.
Okay. So let's all hop in the elevator and head back up to the top floor.
Okay, you arrive back at the top floor.
So push the
I'm
button
going to hit the button again.
several times.
So you step out of the elevator, I assume?
Yep.
Yep.
We're going to step out of the elevator. Let the elevator close.
Step out of the elevator, and you see
And
there's
push
a
the button.
sign on the elevator that says out of order.
Guys,
Wow,
what
we
the
missed
hell
that
is
opportunity.
going on here?
I'm going to take a look around the hallway and make sure Rod Sterling is nowhere to be found.
Rod
I don't know.
Sterling
I don't
is
know
nowhere
what's
to be
going on
found.
here.
That's
Okay.
true. Oh, Jesus. Guys, this is getting weird. I hope it's not
So-
another
I know.
Belinda thing.
Well, I mean, what do we have? We have an out-of-order elevator that may or may not have been out of order and a creepy voice on the end of a telephone.
And at
Okay.
least
Does that
100
really-
Italian restaurants.
That's your Belinda, George.
Guys,
Chuck, we're back
in
in
the amount of time it took us to come down the elevator, go back up the elevator, a sign could not have been placed that quickly.
I mean, it could have, but it would have been very weird for a
Are we
maintenance
being-
person
And
to
we
just be
probably would
hanging
have
around.
seen somebody working on it. on the sign or putting up the information, putting up the blockage.
So what do we do with that information?
Chuck, tell
push
me
the
again
doors?
what you heard on the phone when you called.
Well, one, that was me, not Chuck.
Sorry. Danny.
There was a double, it rang 3 times, and there was a double click. And then it sounded like a voice far off in the distance. It was a high-pitched, tinny voice.
What did the voice sound like? Can you mimic it? Can you repeat what it sounded like to me?
Gosh, I mean, it was really quiet. It was high-pitched, and it was, geez, see if I can do this. Can you hear me? Or something to that effect. Very.
God, it sounds like a child almost.
I mean, my memory isn't the greatest since the war.
No,
The Civil
I'm
War?
not guys, I'm not sure what's happening here, but we got
I don't know. I don't know what
Let's-
we do with this though. That's the only thing.
Yeah.
I just don't know where.
Let's just move on. Let's move forward and see where it takes us.
Make a mental
So-
note about that elevator.
So wait. So let's push the button again and see if it comes down.
Yeah, go ahead, Chuck. Push the button again.
So I mean, we'll have to like push like a button on the first one, like floor 1 or
I'll
whatever.
go
So
back
it goes
down to the
away.
first floor.
The elevator does, and then that way the second one will be forced to come up if it does.
All right,
Otherwise,
well
the
let's
first one's
go
just
ahead
gonna
and go
stay.
down and get to the car and go from there. And
You don't
when we
wanna
get down,
try
let's
and get in
look
this
and
elevator?
see.
I'll make a note in the wiki and we'll come back to it later.
Yeah,
I
no,
don't get it.
let's
let's
I
just
say
try
let's
to call it.
investigate it. Yeah, let's try to
Let's
call
just
it.
try to call the elevator.
Push the button again and see what happens.
All right, pushing the button again, just seeing what happens.
Okay, you push the button, and the elevator that you came in on opens.
Okay, so I want to go in that one and push the button for floor 1,
Mhm.
and then close the doors, get out of it, and then as it goes down, we'll push the button on our floor again. And now, if the other one's operating, it'll come get us because the other one's on its way down.
Oh, I see what you're
Okay.
doing.
Okay.
A
Good
few
move,
minutes
Chuck.
goes by, and the original elevator comes back up.
Okay, now we can leave.
You sure you don't want me to try and pull the doors open? See if we can't.
Danny, let's try it real quick. Why not? Let's see.
Okay.
If we can.
I'm
See if we can
fairly
get it open.
strong. So
Roll
Dan's
for
going to
elevator opening.
walk over to the out-of-order doors and attempt to pry them open.
They seem to open up very easily.
Hmm.
And you see a yawning chasm. The
Must be
shaft.
tired.
Okay, so it's not here. And
Do you see an elevator at all, Danny?
Can we?
Do any of us carry a flashlight, guys? I do not.
I don't.
I carry a camera. I suppose I could have a flash on it.
5 days to get your film developed.
No, it wouldn't even be about a picture. It would just be
No,
about
he has a Polaroid.
absorbing as much information as we can in that 1/10 of a second flash.
This is strange, guys. I'm just putting that out there. Something might be going on here.
Let's try it. Let's just take a flash photo down the elevator, and we don't even care about the actual photo itself. It'll just be the flash.
Say
we're
what
trying to
say
take.
what you're doing, Chuck.
I know. I'm thinking right now. I don't know if this is
Okay.
but let's try it. All right. So everyone, lean over the elevator. I'm gonna take a picture facing down.
I pushed Danny in. No, just kidding. Just kidding. Don't really do it.
All right, so Chuck, you snap a
Selfie.
picture.
All I'm looking for is to
Selfie.
see if we have the rough location of the elevator. Maybe we can
Right.
tell what floor it's on.
With the flash of light is what we're using.
Sure. You can see no sign of.
Okay. How about? We're on the top floor. Is that right?
Yes. Mhm.
Mhm.
Do
All
we
right.
want to go down to one of the lower floors? Maybe because there might be people in and out on the main floor. What if we tried the second floor?
Four floors, correct?
Yeah. Let me think for a second.
Time's up.
Okay. Well, So how about this, Jeremy? When we took the flash photo, about how far, if we're judging by the sides of the walls of the elevator shaft, how far down were we looking? Like, could we see 10 feet of wall, 4 feet of wall?
How much did the light from the flash light up the area?
You could see down to maybe the bottom of the 3rd floor.
Okay, so let's have Sam stay here in the elevator shaft, listening and looking for movement. And then me and Dan will go down to the 2nd floor.
Okay.
And try and open that one up.
Sounds
and
good.
we'll take the stairs to save time. All right, so let's do that. Me and Daniel head downstairs to the 2nd floor.
Mm-hmm.
And Daniel, try and open up the elevator.
Okay.
It opens up rather easily, and you can see that the elevator is there, the elevator car, and it is stuck between the 2nd and 1st floors.
Okay, and no one's in it?
Nope, you don't see anybody in it.
Okay. So, Daniel, the only thing about getting into it is it's going to be a guillotine if it starts moving.
Yeah, that's what worries me. I like being in one piece.
I'm going to yell down the shaft. Do you guys see anything?
Shut the fuck up, Sam.
We found the elevator. It's stuck down here halfway between 1st and 2nd floors if you want to come down.
So, literally halfway,
I'll
like,
be right down.
There's not a slight bias towards either floor?
I would say it's closer to the 1st floor.
Okay. Oh,
So
but see, the problem is if we
not
go to the 1st floor, we're climbing up, which takes a lot longer to get in. We're on the 2nd floor.
Not to mention, I don't know how the building personnel are going to take to us prying open their elevator doors and climbing into an elevator that is clearly marked out of order.
Who
The
knows
little
if
4-story office
personnel.
building, I don't think there's a bunch of people caring about this.
One guy.
So, Dan, I'm almost wondering if you should just run and jump in really fast. Because it's below you, so all you have to do is kind of just slide along the floor, and you'll slide right in.
Slide
so the
into
risk
it?
of harm doesn't seem significant to me. But it's your body, so I'm going to tell you to do it.
Jeez.
All right, Dan, I'm not giving you an option. Get in there.
So how much of the elevator would you say is on the
Half and half.
25%.
25%.
Jeez.
Same
So it's a
thing.
matter. You know what? Can I climb onto the top of the elevator and hop in through the emergency hatch on the top?
Sure.
Nice.
So Dan is going to climb on top of the elevator and feel around
As soon
until
as
he
you
finds...
get on top of the elevator, you start hearing creakings and groanings.
Get off. 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 Get off.
Okay. Dan's going to
Because if it starts going up, you don't have time to get in. What's going to happen?
Pussies.
Let's go back to the original plan. Because you see what I'm saying? If you're on top of it, it starts going all the way up, then you're going to be an accordion. But if you just do the original plan and just slide in, then I don't see what could really go wrong.
I think the problem is not it going up. I think the problem is it suddenly dropping down.
Well, you're halfway off the 1st floor. It's a 6-foot drop, worst case scenario. Just what did Mythbusters say about jumping when an elevator falls?
It wasn't invented yet. Move on.
Okay. Anyway.
Well, I guess I'm going to wiggle in through the opening, see if I can't get inside the elevator car that way instead.
Why don't you give me a luck roll?
25% is like 2.5 feet. You don't have to wiggle in.
So you managed to wiggle into the opening,
Wiggle. Yeah.
and you're now in the cart. And it's relatively dark, but it's an elevator.
Well, I mean,
nothing.
if it's between floors and we have the doors open, there should be some light shining in, right?
Yep, there's a little
Enough
bit
to
of
get
light,
by at least.
but there's no light within the car.
Okay.
Well, it looks like a normal elevator from in here, boss.
Take a good long look at everything. Control panel, lights.
Camera.
Really, the control panel is the biggest thing.
Okay. Dan is going to, as best as he can in the dim light, scrutinize the control panel of the elevator.
Looks like a normal elevator control panel.
Has it been opened? Like, are there signs of like tools trying to pry the panel open?
Not that I can tell.
Nope.
We don't have a flashlight.
He can see well enough, and it appears to be intact.
So it looks like it's just a stuck elevator.
Okay. Do we have any
guys
other
find
ideas,
anything?
or should we just let should we just move on?
I say we make a note and we
Yeah,
move
this
on.
seems like a dead. At least for now, it seems like a dead end.
Hmm.
I'm not saying it's not significant. I'm saying we don't have a next step right now.
It's just strange happenings again, guys.
Stranger things are happening.
One more thing. Is there a receptionist at this building, or is it just like every business has their own?
Every business has their own.
Or like a doorman? Any sort of...
There wasn't
Nope.
security back
Okay.
then.
Let's go back up to Mary Watson, Mary Nelson,
Mary
and ask
Nelson.
her about the situation here as far as, is there a maintenance man or is there a groundskeeper, or
So
who would be the one managing a elevator issue?
Daniel, you're in the elevator.
Mhm.
How you gonna get out of there?
Oh. Well, I suppose crawling back out the way I came in.
No.
is-
If you want to go down,
You want me
do
to try
whatever
and
will get you
pry
out
open the first
easiest.
floor doors from in here?
Oh, we didn't think of that, did we?
Try it.
Yeah, try if you can, because that's definitely the safest route.
Okay. Dan is going to duck down and attempt to pull open the first floor doors from inside the elevator.
Okay, that's gonna be a little more difficult just because of where you're at and leverage. So why don't you give me a strength roll?
Luckily, I have a good bit of strength, so
Nice.
Hey, boss, do you want me to go up and talk with Mary real quick while you're
Yeah,
getting him
find
out of
out.
there?
mother.
Find out who
Unfortunately,
would
you
be the
failed
one
your
that would be
strength roll,
handling
so
these
you
businesses.
can't open the door.
Hold on one sec, Jared. I want to look at my numbers and see what I got going for me. I have mechanical repair. That could be
If you can get into the machine room.
Let's not get too
Yeah.
far ahead of ourselves here.
Okay,
So-
so I need to get out of the elevator. Can I pop the
So-
emergency hatch and climb out through the top?
So Daniel, you attempt to pry the doors open, and clearly you just don't have the strength to do it, or they're locked in some way, shape, or form. And then you start to hear a metallic tapping underneath you.
You hearing this, boss?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, am I?
Yep.
Yeah.
There's some sort of.
What is that sound?
It sounds like tapping, metal on metal
Metallica.
tapping.
From underneath?
Or above.
Yeah. Dan's gonna drop down and put his ear to the floor. See if he can't make anything else out of it.
You hear sort of a metallic groaning and some tapping sounds.
Guys, the floor under the elevator is groaning.
I don't think it's the floor. It's probably somebody under there.
And that's when the elevator drops.
Jump, Daniel, jump. We don't know whether or not it'll work for another 60 years.
And that's what we're going to call this episode.
Oh, Daniel, you.
If
Dumb
I die,
bastard.
I blame Chuck. I will haunt you for the rest of your days.
That was good.
All right. Okay. So that is the end of episode 10. We're going to take a couple minutes to do some recommendations and shout outs.
Yay.
I'll start things off with a recommendation. I highly recommend the original Fright Night movie.
Ooh.
I recently saw this with Matt and Brian at his house, and I assume you guys loved it.
Oh, yes, of course. Are you kidding me?
Roddy McDowell, Chris Sarandon is an amazing vampire. And I had the opportunity to watch it again with my wife on Halloween night, which was even better than I remembered. So we had a lot of fun with that. I highly recommend that. The remake's not too bad, but it's certainly not the perfect movie that Fright Night is. Fright Night's one of my favorite films of all time. So
Now, was he a fruit bat? Because he took that
Yes.
huge bite out of the apple.
That's the
I
right
love
joke.
that.
That's the joke. Yeah. And when you think about it, I think there is a sort of, like a sexuality to him, obviously.
Yes.
But it's one of those sexuality things. So the fruit bat, and then his name is Danbridge, which is it could be like dandy and ridge, so it's like male female. So I think there's this undercurrent of like asexuality, or not asexuality, but like polysexuality, which I think is really interesting. And it didn't occur to me. I've seen this movie like, I don't know, 12 times
At least.
Yeah, and it was just that viewing on New Year's or Halloween that I thought, oh, okay, that might be what they're trying to do here. That was really interesting. Anyways, and the other thing I thought too was like, okay, so when he has Charlie up in his room and he is going to impale him with the window that has the nails in it, right? He forces Charlie out the window and is getting ready to do that. I thought that could be like penetration, like So that was sort of like a
right.
Anyways, I find that film fascinating. I think it's amazing. So. How about you guys, Brian? Any recommendations this week?
Yeah, I've got a game that I've been playing on my phone. It's called Shadow Wars. It's kind of like a card game, battle of strengths, but with upgradability. It's got a little bit of a Tetris type puzzle to power up they're actually monsters, in order to give them abilities and a little bit more strength in their attack that they do to the other. But what I like about it is it's supported extremely well. He just had an event for Halloween, which was pretty fun. But they also have missions that storyline where you can actually go through different cities to clear out dens of monsters and compete. So you have a story mode, and you also have a syndicate mode where you can play online against other people. So it's really in depth. It's a fun game. I really enjoy it.
Cool.
I haven't done anything online, the syndicate part. I haven't done that yet to compete against other players, but the story mode is pretty interesting so far.
Sweet. And that's an app, right?
That's an app. Yep.
Okay.
Yep.
And it's Shadow Wars?
Shadow Wars. Yep.
Shadow Wars. Okay. Cool. Chuck, how about you?
I've been messing around with a simulator from Steam called Liftoff, which is a quadcopter simulator or drone flying simulator. Really realistic, really well done. The physics, especially for people like me who actually have racing drones, you can tweak it so that the physics behave just like your regular one, and the graphics are solid for what it's supposed to be.
It's really
it's pretty cheap too. It's well worth the money. I think it's $20.
Sweet. Where can they find that?
That would be on Steam. Probably also available otherwise, but I know for sure I got it from Steam.
And it's called Copter?
It's called Liftoff.
Liftoff. Okay.
Liftoff.
Cool. Nice. And Matthew, how about you, buddy?
Tonight, I'm going to recommend something from a company that I've enjoyed for quite some time. They make very lovely party games that you can play with all of your friends and family, and they just recently came out with their latest installment. So I would like to have everyone say hello to the Jackbox Party Pack number 3. Third in a series of really awesome games that are available anywhere, Xbox, PlayStation, PC. And the trip of it is that everyone uses their phones or their tablet as a controller. So there's no need to have an actual physical controller or a mouse or a keyboard for everyone. And due to this really unique way of playing the games, you don't even have to be in the same room to play with people. You can stream it out over the internet like we are, and you can play with people anywhere in the world.
Sweet. Sounds like
it's fun. I'm excited to try 3.
Nice. Yeah, I remember we played one of those.
The second one, yeah.
Yeah. I thought it was a lot of fun. I like the randomness of the categories and so forth.
Yeah, it's cool.
This has another great set of games. 4 completely new ones that are never been seen before, and then one sequel to a very popular game from a previous box.
Very cool. Okay. That'll do it for recommendations, and I just want to give a quick shout out to one particular podcast that I've enjoyed for many months now. It's called the X-Files Files, and it is a podcast, obviously, about the X-Files. It is, I'm trying to remember who the comedian is. I can never remember how to pronounce his name. It's Kumail Nanjiani? Kumail Nanjiani. He's a comedian. You've seen him on Portlandia and that so forth. And he is a huge X-Files fan and started this podcast. Essentially, he was going to go and watch each episode in order. And I've been following that. But at some point, he got tapped to actually star in the new X-Files season 10. And he appears there. And at that point, he stopped posting reviews or or podcasts about the old shows. And we're not quite sure whether or not he's going to pick that up again. But what he has done so far is really good. So I encourage everybody to go check that out if they can.
Nice.
That's going to be it for this episode of the Lovecraft Tapes. Thank you for listening. Feel free to reach out from Beyond the Veil. Feel free to reach out from Beyond the Veil with any comments or reviews. We are now on iTunes, Google Music, and Stitcher, so would appreciate your 5-star reviews. Only 5-star, please. And keep sharing if you like what you hear. And reviews, too, of course. We like that. You can find us at thelovecrafttapes.com and on Twitter at lovecrafttapes, or reddit.com/r/thelovecrafttapes, or facebook.com/lovecrafttapes.
I'm sensing a theme.
There is a theme there. Just go to our website and all the crap's there. So you can find me on Twitter at boomstickbrew.
And if you want to subscribe to the Elevator Maintenance Monthly, follow me on Twitter at The Real Weird Kid.
I sold my laptop for crack. No social media for me this week.
I will be signing up with my first Twitter shortly.
Nice. Okay. Well, that's it. Have a good night. And thanks for listening. Bye.
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 All right.